Hello everybody and welcome to the Xfinity series here at Charlotte Speedway. We are all set for what is going to be a classic race. The atmosphere is building, the tension is rising. This is one of NASCAR's Jewel in the Crown events. And now we are all set for what's going to be a very interesting day. Fingers crossed it's going to be a good one. We're going to be a mix between the JBM crew and the CW crew for this one as well, voicing opinions throughout the race as to not strain ourselves too much, as we've got a lot of action on for tomorrow as well. But keep an eye out, this is going to be a Rooster Classic alongside me in the commentary box. We've got Jack here as well. Omi's watching in the background, and JT's hopefully going to make his way in a bit later on as well. And Jack, I'll throw over to you first of all. Hello, my friend. Glad to see you here on time. How you doing? And we're going to be in for a great day of action.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm absolutely exhausted. I've had two very busy days over the last few days. So it's nice to just relax and watch some NASCAR for a bit. Charlotte, obviously, great racetrack. It's in one of the most eventful weekends of the lot, with Indy 500 and Charlotte on the same day. It's going to be an exciting day.
The atmosphere is building, the tension is rising. We're about to hand down to the CW. We've had the national anthem and the flyover as well. This is the Xfinity Series race, so that is coming up first of all. And Jack, last time we were together, it was in the All-Star race. They did a cracker, but this is the first time the Xfinity's got a chance to run in quite a while.
Yes, last time out, I think it was Texas. We ran for the Xfinity Series, where Kyle Larson decided that he would show the field what it means to be a Cup Series champion. Absolutely annihilating everybody. Hopefully that doesn't... Well, Kyle Larson's not even in this race, so that won't happen. But
yeah, he's going to play back to 500.
Maybe the driver of his car a bit better. Connor Zilic, obviously returning from injury, qualified an impressive second, only bested by Taylor Gray. Can he get his first win this weekend?
The atmosphere is building. Let's head back to the CW.
AJ wasn't putting up with it. Cole Custer to 0-0 up into the fence really hard. Austin Hill behind him. He's upset.
Now he bounces off the wall into Allgaier. Allgaier crashed it. Justin Allgaier takes the checkered flag. Woo! Man!
The Xfinity Series takes on 300 miles at Charlotte Motor Speedway this afternoon, and there are only two drivers in the field who have won here in the Xfinity Series. One of them is Justin Allgaier. He took the victory here in 2023, then backed it up last year by sweeping both stages before a late race crash took him out of contention. The team, well, they are very confident in their setup. Crew Chief Jim Pullman telling me they only made very minor adjustments to what they had last year. Their intermediate package has been dynamite this season, with both of the 7 teams' wins coming at mile-and-a-half tracks. Justin will roll off from the 10th position here this afternoon. Dylan.
And Kim, the Xfinity Series rookie class has been praised all year, and the best of them right now is Taylor Gray. On the strength of his last 3 races, he's got the best average finish of those rookies, courtesy of a 5th place finish at Rockingham, an 11th place finish at Texas, and a career best 2nd place finish at Texas. The momentum train rolls on, and Gray is on the pole for the 2nd time in his career. They were one of the few that were pretty pleased with their car this morning. They'll try to convert that to Taylor's first career win today, Carla.
And several guys have been able to take a little reprieve from racing the past 2 weeks. Austin Hill went on vacation with his family, but all with the goal to come back more focused than ever. Austin Hill told me they spent the first part of the season trying different things out with their setups, which is why he said we either won races or we ran 15th. He said they were, though, able to learn a lot during that time. His race team really took advantage of all of their meetings during that time, and said before the break they want to come back and be the team that everyone is still talking about. Of course, the 21 has 3 wins on the season, and they want to add more to that and, of course, make it further into the playoffs as we get further into the season. And now it is time to head back out for the command here at Charlotte.
Charlotte Motor Speedway, the moment you've been waiting for. Here to say the most famous words in motorsports, BetMGM VIP, Travis Carter. Drivers, start your engines.
So who's ready
After a 2-week break, the Xfinity Series is back and headed to Charlotte Motor Speedway. This mile-and-a-half quad oval is a favorite for many of the Xfinity drivers, not just for the history, but for a lot of them, this is their home track. With 24-degree banking in the corners, drivers can run multiple lines, build momentum, and make big passes. Last year, Justin Allgaier won Stage 1 and 2, but was sent to the back of the field after speeding on pit road during the Stage 2 break. Allgaier's day came to an end after a late race wreck with Ty Gibbs. Chase Elliott took advantage of the late race cautions and came to pit road for tires. The number 17 team's strategy to save a set of new tires for the final run paid off. Elliott grabbed the lead after a restart on lap 183 and followed up Brandon Jones to take home the checkered flag. Will tire strategy make the difference again today at the track that claims to be America's home for racing, or could we see an overtime finish? We're about to find out.
Tension's rising. We're about to get the command to fire up engines and start the action here. And the tension will be palpable. Fingers crossed it's going to be good. I have lost access to the guys. That's unusual. Well, while we try and solve one problem, another crops up. Huh. Field just getting set. And the action will start. Let's head back over to the CW for all of the works. Okay, Wi-Fi issue fixed. Don't know what caused that. I don't know what caused that, but Wi-Fi issue's fixed. We're back in, and Jack, it's not raining, but there's a 10% chance in the air, and it looks like they're prepping for rain, aren't they, down there?
10% isn't 0. Apologies, I'm echoing on your thing just to let you know. But other than that, I'm just excited to see, because rain at Charlotte, you're giving me PTSD.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. There you go, might be better now actually when we get into it. All set then. Oh, and the number 7 car, a bit slow off pit road, and they're not happy with it with Justin Allgaier. They're pulling him back. Now, what would that mean?
No. That's not how he wanted his weekend to go.
No, the net is not up. Well, field's out, it's pace laps. We are getting set. Let's head back to the CW.
CW Sports live in Concord, North Carolina. It's a home game for the NASCAR Xfinity Series racing at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the 80th time. Welcome into our live coverage of the BetMGM 300. It's great to have you with us on this Saturday afternoon. In the broadcast booth with Jamie McMurray, who got his first career Cup win here. Parker Kligerman, who was racing on this track last night in the Truck Series. I'm Adam Alexander. So, Parker, let's begin right there. Yep. This place, rough and tumble. You had a front row seat less than 24 hours ago.
It absolutely is, and it used to have the nickname The Beast in the Southeast, and I always love that because it has not changed at all. Turn 1, super sketchy as you enter in the corner, but then you get down to turn 3 and 4 where these cars are now on the pace laps. Super bumpy, almost high-frequency bumps. I feel like like you're on a motocross track at times. It'll knock your fillings out. It'll knock you between the headrests, Jamie. It disorients you. You're going to go through that for 300 miles.
Yeah, and a couple of guys that I think will be able to tackle this track today is one of them being Justin Allgaier. He won here 2 years ago. He won both stages in this race last year. He's qualified 10th. Talked to him a little bit earlier, said his car was really good in race, fastest in practice. The other being William Byron in the car, that's number 17 that Chase Elliott won in last year at this track. Byron's looking to get his first win at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
The beast of the Southeast in qualifying.
I didn't know that.
Well,
I didn't know that.
I did. I kind of forgot that.
Yeah, it's a great nickname.
The beast in qualifying was Taylor Gray. So impressive earlier today. In fact, for Joe Gibbs Racing, 200th pole all time in the Xfinity Series. What do you say we dial up this rookie driver from Joe Gibbs Racing?
Hey, Taylor, this is Jamie Mack up in the booth. You got me?
Hey, Jamie, yeah, I got you.
All right, man, we always talk about momentum, and you've got that. Finished second at Texas the last race. You go out and set on the pole today. How do you feel about your car?
Yeah, I'm really proud of my Joe Gibbs Racing guys. I feel like we've been stringing together some good last couple weeks. Obviously, a little break here, but again, that momentum is continues to roll on. So can't thank all the 54 boys putting in the hard work throughout the week and throughout the weekend. They're going to be a really fast off-race GR Supra.
Yeah, it looks good. The track's been a lot of discussion today, Taylor, about the top, the bottom. Parker talked about how rough it was last night in the truck race. What's kind of your plan today? Is there a lane you'd like to make your car work in more than another?
Yeah, I think it all just kind of depends on where the track goes and kind of what happens with all this cup rubber on the track and how quick it gets burnt off from the middle to the top.
All right. Well, thanks, buddy. Have good luck today.
And now we look at our starting grid brought to you by BetMGM. Qualifying happened earlier today.
See right here, William Zawalich is going to start 6th, and he needs a good run. It's been a little bit of a struggle this year. His last top 10 came at COTA in March, but this is his best career start on a 1.5-mile track.
Austin Dillon will come from row 10. Today's his first start of the year, and he swept both races back in 2015. Things have changed a little bit since then, Jimmy.
Yeah, you go back to the outside of row 12, number 10 of Daniel Dye. 11 straight top 20s. But he's going to have a fill-in crew chief this weekend. Kevin Walters suspended for 1 race for a lug nut violation in Texas. Lenny Chandler is going to be on the box for Daniel today.
Parker Retzloff, who we think is a master qualifier, didn't show that today. He actually qualified 34th, will start from the rear for unapproved adjustments. He finished 6th at Charlotte in 2023. Has never finished worse than 14th here. He's got some ground to make up today.
Before we put the green flag in the air and turn them loose, let's make one more pass down the pit lane. We start with Kim Kuhn. Good afternoon, Kim.
Good afternoon, Double A. Well, despite having speed in last year's race, the 2 team of Jesse Love came with a completely different setup than they ran in 2024. And that setup, well, it did not unload where they wanted. It was back to the drawing board after practice for Jesse Love and the team. In fact, Jesse told Carla on our practice broadcast earlier that he felt like they were just out to lunch when they unloaded. He said the practice was awful, the car was way too tight, so they really threw everything but the kitchen sink at the car in terms of changes for the race. We'll see if it takes them in a better direction than they unloaded, Dylan.
And Kim, that car starting right there next to him is Austin Dillon in the 3 car. He's won a lot here at Charlotte. Won the Coca-Cola 600. He's also won twice here in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, but he's not been in one of these cars in almost 2 years. And crew chief Andy Street mentioned this morning that there was an expected adjustment period for his driver in practice, but no concerns during the race. They also had a couple car handling adjustments that they wanted to work on after practice today, but expect the car to come to them and the driver to get a little bit better understanding of how these cars race throughout the course of the day as well, so don't expect the 3 to be in the back for long.
Dillon, a series champion, back running in the Xfinity Series. The same for William Byron, starting 4th today in the 17 car for Hendrick Motorsports.
All right, you know the deal. It's going to have a smooth day. Got a fast car, great driver, beautiful day out here. So let's go make it a good one. Yeah, 10-4, man. Appreciate you guys.
Gotta love good pep talk from the crew right before you're going green. They know that car is going to run well every time it's on the track. That 17's up front.
Isn't it funny how we always mention it's a beautiful day when we're inside the race car?
We try to be optimistic.
Exactly. It's almost like, hey, let's talk about how good the weather is. That's how good our day is going to be.
That's right.
A Toyota leading the field in more ways than one. Taylor Gray on the pole. Our pace car today, the Toyota GR Supra. And the lights are off.
That means we're getting ready to go racing here at the Xfinity Series at Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's the Bet MGM 300. 200 laps, 300 miles. And Jack, this is going to be a big one. This is up there with the Daytona 500. Memorial Day weekend, and it's their time to shine.
Absolutely. By the way, Justin Allgaier has been allowed to retake his position, as it is not considered an unapproved adjustment because it is a safety issue. I think it's regarding the window net. So because it's considered a safety issue, he is fine to retake his position. Let's see if Taylor Gray can get his first win today, but well, who was my pick to win? Let me actually have a look. I think it was Briscoe, wasn't it? Yeah, Briscoe was my pick to win.
So Taylor Gray on pole position alongside Connor Zilic. And it's going to be Austin Hill and Will Byron. 45 laps for stage 1 and 2, 110 for stage 3, 5 sets of tyres, 59 to 65 for fuel laps. Here for the Xfinity at Charlotte on Memorial Day weekend, we go green and already slides in the mid-pack and almost a caution straight away coming round into turn 1 and 2. I think that was Briscoe who got loose. Could have been Brad Jones as well as they come up there though, Jack. I think it was a little bit treacherous, but we're already going 4 wide as we head down to turn 3 and 4.
Looked like Zilic or somebody in that upper row just didn't get going at all. Spun the tyres. Maybe a bit like Cletus did in the
but that's all blowing up. Look, there's some smoke coming out of 4.
Yeah.
I hope that's just tyre rub.
I hope that's a tyre rub.
Oh, fingers crossed, otherwise we'll be seeing a very early caution. On to lap 2 then. Gray leads from Hill. Zilic, and no, the 99's got rear problems. Is that it's got to be tyre, isn't it? Although he is coming down, it looks like the rear right is crabbing.
He's blowing up. I don't know. I think he's blowing up, to be honest with you.
Oh, that's put oil onto the circuit. Can't quite
to me, it looks like he's blowing up. That's Matt DiBenedetto, the Viking Motorsports car.
Yeah, it's blowing up.
Or is it a tyre rub?
Well, let's see what happened at the start then when we went green. Who got shoved? Further there. The 88 got shoved into the wall and all got concertinaed up as well. I think with the 18 as well. So
yeah, Zilic doesn't get going. Is this Matty D? He's up near the top of the picture, I think.
Oh, there's it. Yeah, there's the failure.
Oh no, he just starts blowing up.
Yeah. Well, the Made in America, unfortunately, livery car is going to be out of the race immediately. Oops, hello. More drama coming through there as well.
Look out, Austin.
And after 26 trying to go down low as well on the inside run. So this is the bounce for the back. I can never say the man's name. Matt DiBenedetto is into the pit lane and he's gone BTW as a heads up as well. Lap 4 then of 45. Yeah, it's lap 1.
He's usually really good at Charlotte.
It's such a disappointment early on as this race continues then. Round and round we go. Let's switch over to our battle screen. The 44's going a bit sideways there as well, coming through. That's Brendan Poole. Trying to get through on Austin Dillon and Daniel Dye, running in 23rd and 24th position. I believe we're running with Daniel Dye now. Always makes me giggle, as Daniel Dye has got the racetostopsuicide.com sponsorship. They knew what they were doing there with him, didn't they? Dye, however, spelled D-Y-E on the livery car. I think I spotted that when we covered it earlier on in the year. Do you remember?
Yeah, he's been running that Race to Stop Suicide. I think it's his own actual campaign.
Yeah.
He's been running pretty much his whole racing career, something I heavily back, by the way, obviously.
Yeah, with you on that.
It's why I took a liking to him pretty much almost immediately.
We're seeing the 3 now, coming back on the inside. Austin Dillon trying to get ahead of Dean Thompson. There is the 99. It could be a tie run.
Come on, love here.
Yeah. Thought we were going to hear some teammate some down in pit road stuff, but sadly they have not. As we continue to circulate round here at Charlotte, we're not on the oval course, we're on the full oval. Lap 7 already, 45 stages. Matt DiBenedetto in pit lane. It seems like he's going to get the good to go signal.
I will also say, I'm going to intersect a little bit of IndyCar news here because it does relate to the Cup Series somewhat. Wait, hold on, we got a replay first.
This is the
is this what happened to Matty D?
Is that tyre rub? It's starting from the rear left tyre. I'd say it's tyre rub.
That smoke makes me think tyre rub.
Yeah. But the way it was coming off from the angle, it looked like a proper blow-up, didn't it, from the rear? That's confusing.
Yeah. William Byron's caught up to Connor Zillett.
Oh dear, Byron's touching the side, and this is the car usually driven by Larson, but now it's changed over. The 17 coming through for Byron. Pushes through on Zilic, side by side over the line. Through 1 and 2, and he thinks that low line should be able to drift up down the back straight in order to take the position, but at this stage of the race, tyres are key. Outside line works. That's a surprise from Zilic. But Zilic got loose as well on his own. I think he got saved.
Look at that. Good save. Oh!
Twice nearly into the wall there with the rear left
Great
sliding.
save, Connor.
That is save of the season, I think.
Well, anyway, back to what I was saying about the IndyCar news. Of course, we know the news of Tim Cindric being let go. His son, Austin, races for Penske in the Cup Series.
Is
There were
he
a few rumours on
time?
Twitter about... There are a few rumours about him possibly being let go at the end of the season. I'm pretty certain that Tim Cindric, my personal theory is he's kind of a fall guy. He's kind of basically taken the hit to be let go. That's my opinion. And I don't think he'd have left without being guaranteed that Austin would have a Cup seat.
Yeah, I think...
That's my view.
He would not jeopardise his son's career for his own stupidity as well. He's sort of been the fall... They've all been fall guys, but yeah, we'll get... There's more of that coming in our pre-show tomorrow for the 500 and the 600. We are back-to-back here on JB Motorsports. And you can also join USON, our coverage of the race, both of them with Matthew Owens on the call. Still don't know what Matthew's plans are for the Charlotte race. I believe he might be joining us in the booth because of Seth being trackside at Charlotte right now. In fact, Seth Eves, our co-commentator and colleague here, is actually at this race right now.
Well, nice. Hope he's enjoying himself.
We could throw down to him.
Austin Hill's falling back through the field.
Yeah, did you see? We just tried to pan to the camera and it got away from us. So there was a few changeover positions. Still, over the line we come then for lap 13 of 45. Delighted.
Sam Mayer's behind Hill now.
Yeah.
I thought I'd just add, Sam Mayer had been having a quietly very good season. Very quiet. I think he's like something like 3rd in points right now or something.
Yeah, he is.
Despite not having won a race, he is having an incredibly consistent season. And there he goes through on Austin Hill rather easily. Does Austin Hill have an issue or something? Because it looks like he's going quite slow.
He's dropping
I mean, he's having Sheldon Creed almost passing him. That's a problem in of itself.
It's a big red flag alarm code, isn't it, for Sheldon Creed to be in the way? It's like, oh God, I've been passed by him.
I like Sheldon too, sorry mate.
He has been in a bit of trouble this year, though. Let's be fair. Austin Cindric, this is just in, by the way, from Bob Potcrass, who's rotated from Kelly Crandall. Austin Cindric is not worried about his future at Team Penske in the number 2 car, despite his father, Tim Cindric, being let go from Penske this week. He says, I'm in no different place than I was a week ago. Their support has been very strong and very transparent. So that was...
I don't see why.
Yeah, well timed. Go on.
I don't think Cindric will be let go. I think Cindric's safe at Penske for a while still.
Yeah.
I think Logano, if anyone's going to get let go, in my opinion, I might shock everyone by saying this, but I think it would be Logano if anyone's going to get let go right now. I don't think any of them will.
Would Logano? Would they really let go of Golden Boy?
The only one I can think of.
Yeah.
Realistically, if Cindric doesn't have that points penalty, I think he's ahead of Logano in points.
Yeah, the points penalty has come.
And then Blaney's obviously Ryan Leap Blaney, as he likes to call himself.
What's impressive on this running order, by the way, is that we've had already this year 71 drivers in the Xfinity Series take part. Reminder that Catherine Legg's also racing here tonight as part of her Cup Series acclimatisation into NASCAR. She's currently running in 36th position, holding out CJ McLaughlin as well at the rear of the field. So Taylor Gray leading from Connor Zilic, William Byron, Sam Mayer, Sheldon Creed is the top 5 as it's down. Anna Lember saying in the YouTube chat, I was there last year, fully enjoyed it at Charlotte. I seem to be sending some pictures over as well. I enjoyed it as well. It's going to be a great race. technically, does this mean that we're doing the triple? Because, yeah, it's up there. Delighted, however, to be taking over from Matthew Owens for this event of the Xfinity Series, as he'll be calling the Cups tomorrow.
Baby is officially doing the triple, everybody.
I am doing the
Running
triple.
Monaco. He's doing Monaco. He's doing Charlotte. He's doing Indy.
Triple, 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 as they come through. Technically quadruple, because the MotoGP British Grand Prix. Throw that in there.
Oh, true. I'm picking that over the Monaco race, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not interested in the Monaco Grand Prix at all this year.
Coming through. And we've got a full course yellow. Caution is out. Full course caution. Don't know why as of yet on our TV pictures, but the yellow's come out. There's it on the timing pylon, and it's the 5.
Guess who?
Yeah, well, that was coming, wasn't it? Chris Wright has...
Chris Wright, who can't seem to get his car the right way round.
Looped it. Is that our turn 2? Yes, it is. So off the banking. And we go to yellow. Let's go full screen.
I'm sorry. I'm about to go on a little bit of a rant here, but...
Go for it.
Nope, okay, so nope, Chris Wright just had a lack of talent there. Nothing unusual. Bro, where have our motorsports gone? They had Alfredo last year and they very nearly made the playoff.
Just looped it round.
Right, they've done nothing.
So our first caution of the night then on lap 19, 181 to go here. As we open up the TV comps, we'll hear from the CW network shortly. Megan's been in the commentary box and she's mucked up my chair as well with the pillow. And has he stalled it? Because he's not getting quite quickly, is he?
Maybe it is a mechanical issue. Maybe I was too harsh.
What, rear suspension failure maybe? Something along those
No, I
lines?
was thinking more of an engine blowout. That can sometimes cause a spin.
Yeah,
Your engine
with the
suddenly
oil.
goes, you're like, hang on a second, what's going on?
And
the
rocks
car,
it back,
look at
doesn't it? You've got to just like wrench it through.
Little fun fact as well. I know that the 32 this weekend was originally meant to be Austin Green until Catherine Ledge decided to spoil his party. So in compensation, Green was given an Xfinity ride. Do you know what he did? Not Xfinity, my bad. ARCA ride for
Oh,
this
God.
weekend. Do you know what he did with that?
Crash it.
Won.
Won it? Oh, right.
Got his first career win in ARCA.
I missed the ARCA race yesterday when I was because we were doing everything else.
It's a decent race, to be honest, by ARCA standards. It was pretty good. There was like generally there were around 3 cars contending for the win. Grant Enfinger, William Sawalich and Austin Green had a very nice battle. LeVar Scott also retook the points lead.
I only just got to Xfinity.
Truck race last night, I didn't watch all of it. Up till stage 1 ended, and then I went to bed because I had to wake up at 10 o'clock in the morning. I didn't want to go on like 6 hours of sleep.
So just
Time though, that's all I'll say about it.
Yeah, just to confirm, Matt Di Benedetto is behind the wall. I keep struggling with that one. Let's just call him Matt.
I just call him Matty D.
Matty D, that'll do. Matt D.I. sounds like a private in...
Like William Byron to Willie B.
Yeah, sure. Chris Wright is back up and running. He's catching the rear of the field. I can just see on the driving tracker that you can see back at home as well. I want to caution. We go full driving tracker. Okay, let's head back to the CW then as the full course yellow is still out here on what is now lap 20 of this event. Gray leads Zilich, Byron, Sam Mayer, Sheldon Creed, Ryan C, Brandon Jones, Justin Allgaier, Austin Hill and Christian Eckes in the top 10. Jesse Love down in 11th from Chase Briscoe, Nick Sanchez, Carson Catville, Sammy Smith, William Solwich, Jeb Burton, Anthony Alfredo. Jeb Burton's going to be down pit road, by the way, so then it's going to be Anthony Alfredo, Jeremy Clements, Harrison Burton, Austin Dillon, Dean Thompson, Daniel Dye, Brandon Poole. Then it's going to be Blaine Perkins, Josh Williams, Parker Rexlav, Ryan Ellis, Leyland Honeyman, Kyle Sieg also coming down pit road, JJ Yellerly, Brad Perez, Guy Smithy also down pit lane. Let's go back to CW.
CW Sports coverage of the NASCAR Xfinity Series is brought to you by Progressive. Save when you bundle home, auto, and motorcycle insurance. Visit Progressive.com. Subway, get the meal of the day. A legendary 6-inch sub, chips, and a drink, only $6.99 at Subway. And by BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas. Back live, Charlotte Motor Speedway under caution. So with that, we remind you the Whelen caution lights are on. Whelen, the official warning lights of NASCAR and America's most trusted manufacturer of emergency lights and sirens. Chris Wright bringing out the yellow. I teased it going to break. Do you think we'll have any pit stops? Now, sometimes, guys, I ask questions that I do, in fact, know the answer to. But I'm going to tell you what, Parker about knocked you off your chair dissing me on the fact that there will be pit stops. I kind of knew we had a few from the back come down, make an adjustment.
Part of your job, or?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, okay.
But anyway, everybody stays out here. Wouldn't have made sense when you talk about the balance of tires and track position and all that to come down here. Let's get a report on the 41. Down to Dylan.
Yeah, Adam, they've been on the charge here early. Started 11th. Mayer is up to the 4th spot. And this is a brand new race car that they built for this Charlotte race. And Sam has already put it through its paces and got into the wall a little bit. He's been making progress in the outside lane, but has rubbed the lettering off the right side tires, rubbed the Goodyear off of those tires. So no concerns with the handling of the race car since he made that contact, just very minimal. But the car's still fast, and Sam said no complaints on the handling of it during this caution, Kim.
Well, Dylan, a number of drivers having radio issues, including Justin Allgaier, Austin Hill, Jesse Love. Some of it's intermittent. Nobody has continuous radio issues, but for example, Justin fired up, and for the first few laps, he said he lost his spot at Eddie DeHaan into 3. Couldn't hear him the rest of the corner until he was back on the front stretch. So, Parker, for you as a driver, if you're losing your spotter through one of the most treacherous parts of the racetrack, how nerve-wracking can that be?
It's a great question, Kim, and I think anytime that I've had that experience of the radio issues, it's just simply frustrating. Like, there's no other way to say it.
It's a bad cell phone call.
Exactly.
It's the best way to explain it.
You can't communicate, it's going wrong, and so it's just sort of, you're struggling to sort of figure out what's happening and do what you're supposed to be doing, which is drive the race car.
And all you can do inside the car, you saw Justin reaching up and messing with the plug that's on the side of the seat right there, or where your ear molds plug in on the helmet. That's really the only 2 connections you can reach inside the car, and they normally don't fix it.
Yeah, no, never fixes.
Hey, let's take a look at Sheldon Creed's Race Fit Health Report, brought to you by BrezTree.
I knew there was going to be meat on there. With Pit Boss as a sponsor, I was just positive there'd be some smoked meats on this.
Yeah, but,
He made me a steak once.
You got the trifecta.
Yeah.
He likes everything, is what I'm getting out of that.
He likes it if it swims, if it flies, or if it runs on land, right?
I wasn't sure where you were going.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Do you know what was interesting? They were about to go to a break there and didn't realise that we were heading back to green flag running. CW nearly made a big error there.
You can already tell we're not on Fox by the fact they didn't continue to go to the break.
And I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Prime coverage. Do you know what that means? No ad breaks!
Yeah. We were about to both say it.
Yeah. That's going to be
I literally
fun.
was jumping for joy.
It means that every time we want a break, we can throw down to them instead of having to go the other way around. Okay, time for a restart then. Lap 23 of 200, 177 to go. Time to restart here for the BetMGM 300. Out of the last corner, into the tri-oval, into the restart zone, sponsored by Eco Park. We are green again for the Xfinity Series. Good restart there from Byron. Taylor Gray just got a little bit of a wiggle, and that's allowed Byron to jump down in towards turn 1. They're 4 wide further back already, trying to cut on the inside line. So a few places still to come for their jab, but they're all okay.
Why are we going 3 wide into turn 1 already? Why are you being idiot?
Not holding back, not doing anything right. They're just straight away. And that's the 54 of Taylor Gray. Look at he's standing still.
Look at Byron.
Here is Byron standing still. What's happening there? And Byron had he lifted massively, but he's got it now.
Oh, never mind.
And here comes Taylor Gray, battling hard. Yeah, so Byron had a little look. And look at the 88 bump drafting. We're 3 wide through turn 2 for the lead.
Oh, he moved him.
Just a little move, as you say, but that's going to be Connor Zinich up into 2nd place. Taylor Gray down to 3rd. Byron leading, and here comes the 41 of Sam Mayer. Sheldon Creed on the high line with Christian Eckes on the low line. Oof. Okay, good restart and a very dramatic moment coming, isn't there?
No! Brad Parrow's on pit road.
Oh, that's unfortunate for him.
I like him.
Oh, wait, hang on. I've been told to go back to battle screen. So the 20's still running at the front. That is Brad
still says
Jesenate.
yellow on your thing.
Yeah, and we've got full course yellow again, which means we've got to look to the TV pictures to see why.
All right, Chris Wright.
There's a spinner at the back, isn't there?
Nope, never mind.
4. What? Look at that! 3! And then 3! Across the line into turn 1! This is going to go wrong, isn't it? 3, yeah. Well, that's pack racing for you. There's the caution.
Toyota in a Chevy sandwich.
So yellow's yellow, yellow.
I'm told Brad Perez.
Yeah, there he is. 45 stopped.
Ah.
You said he was on pit road. Now we know why. He must have spun off their Ford, drifted through.
I hate him. I like Brad Perez a lot. I don't know if he's the best driver in the world, but he has immaculate music taste, I have to say.
So yellows breed yellows. And he's literally just being pushed by the AMR safety crew now. So let's get out of the way with a push. Not even deeming it for the truck. There's using the front bumper.
Oh, God.
Sending him out of the way.
Oh, God, I'm about to deliver some horrendous news. Free pass, Chris Wright.
Okay, let's cross over to CW.
As you saw the damage on the right side of that car from Alpha Prime, he had made a pit stop to repair the damage, then stalled leaving the pit lane. That's why NASCAR was forced to throw the caution.
This is Ekis getting the outside wall. That's a little harder than you want.
Aggressive, yeah.
But these composite bodies, they allow it to happen. It's almost a rite of passage in an Xfinity Series car.
Brandon Jones, just a few seconds later, said, let me show you. I'll go ahead and get some of it, too, right here.
Oh.
Not bad. That wasn't bad at all.
Not bad. And I know Sam Mayer's already sort of put the right side of his race car against the wall. I expect probably 90% of these race cars will have a mark on them of some sort from that wall.
Yeah, that wall comes in just a little bit right there. It almost kind of bows in. Everybody seems to click that at some point in the race.
And it feels very harsh in the race car, but you'll be surprised every time that you hit that thing, and it's super loud, and it hurts, and it's like, well, that definitely damaged it, and no problem whatsoever.
We'll take a break, come back. William Byron now the race leader. Zilich in the top 5 with Gray, Mayer, and Creed. We're coming back on CW.
Yellows breed yellows. So our second one of the night. We got 8 laps before we went back under a yellow. Lap 28 of 172 to go. Yeah, this isn't going to be long, is it tonight, Jack? You planning on going anywhere?
I'm meant to be waking up at 7 o'clock tomorrow, and I'm dealing with drivers who can't drive. Let's go. I love you, Brad. Sorry.
Time and time again, we're waiting.
You know what Brad Perez's normal job is, just randomly?
Oh God, what is it?
Tyre changer for Alpha Prime.
Oh.
Works there on a deal that he can run a few races every year. He races like Mazda Miatas in his spare time.
That's one way to get a job in motorsports.
What Ty Majeski did at one point. Worked as an because obviously he's the reigning truck champion. His career at ThorSport started as an engineer in a 4-race deal. He got a full-time contract. 2 years after that, he wins the title. Too bad.
So we're getting set there for what's going to be a close run. That's something I didn't expect to see. Jonathan Ledyard sharing a post with Martin Brundle on Instagram. Did not expect to see that. And there was no crossed words between the two of them. So, 30 and 45. We're not even partway through stage 1 yet, by the way. It's not too bad of a situation for the yellows to keep coming out, but it's not exactly the most perfect situation of all. Actually, Omi, I've just remembered something. Are you in the broadcast booth? Okay, so 16 to go, stage 1. Do you reckon we'll get them before the caution, Jack? Hello, Emmy. Do you hear
a random
people?
Omi photo bomb. I think we'll be fine. Oh.
tension rising. Oh, a bit too palpable, isn't it, actually, coming through? We are still on. We've got a problem here with. Right, let's go back to CW.
Under caution for the second time here at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Going to be inside of 15 laps to go, stage 1, when we return to the green flag in the BetMGM 300. Over the next 4 races, we'll be following Ford Driving for a Difference, presented by the Gene Haas Foundation, where 5 members of the Ford family of drivers will drive in honor of a charity that's important to them, earning points throughout the races to raise money for the cause. Sam Mayer is supporting Starkey Hearing Foundation, which aims to give the gift of hearing to those in need. Sheldon Creed is driving in honor of the Friends of Jacqueline Foundation, which aims to improve the quality of life for children battling pediatric cancer through local community and sports groups. Harrison Burton's charity is All Within My Hands, created by members and management of Metallica to create sustainable communities by supporting local services. Good program, and the Fords are delivering today. So far, so good for 3 of those guys, 3 in the top 6 prior to the choose.
And we put some money on the line. All those guys stepped up this morning.
They're hustling for a good cause.
Yeah.
Here's a little Justin Allgaier radio.
I'm trying to breathe and calm myself down, and then you get some of these guys that just make you want to go haywire. So I'll be fine. Car's really good, man. Like, really good.
The old bull getting frustrated.
It's too early for that.
That's right.
Ready for a restart then? Here we go. 50 to go. It'll be 14 in stage 1. Byron low, Zilich high, behind Gray and Mayer. We are racing again here for the Xfinity. Okay, now it's a good restart, swinging in low. And fingers crossed it's not too bad, actually. Through the first couple of corners, still trying to go 3 wide in the mid-pack, and falling back is Allgaier as well. I think Jack all through safety through 1 and 2, and a big lunge down there as well for 3rd and 4th and 5th. Ryan Sieg, Creed and Mayer side by side into 3.
Ryan Sieg up into 3rd. Great race so far for the slightly underfunded driver. Ryan Sieg is one of those guys I always think it will only be a matter of time before he wins the race. And I think Byron and Zilich are going to be having a good fight for this lead so far.
A lot of side by side, 3 wides. That's what we like to see here.
Getzlaff, I'm told, hit the wall.
Oh, no.
No caution, though.
Okay, no caution. Still good. Byron, Zilich, Allgaier, Sieg. That's your top 3 at the moment as they come through. Did Amy say something? Hello, Amy.
Hello. Tom is asking if he can join for a few minutes.
Which Tom?
Tom C.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, I'll let him know.
12 to go here in stage 1 for the Xfinity Series, the BetMGM 300. As they're zooming through 3. Trying to keep that low line in contention. 11 to go. So Byron, Zilich, Sieg, and Allgaier just jumps up. So far, so good. I think they're going to remain calm for a while now. There's no need to really punch it away from the distance. They can keep this one civil at least.
Maybe for a few laps. Or they can just keep it calm, get to the end of the stage, maybe. Who's this hitting the wall here?
Oh, it's contact.
No, that's the near miss there between
the 54.
The 54 and the... I couldn't
88.
see which number that was. 88, yeah.
It's the V-line.
Oh,
and it's the 2 as well, having contact for the back. And there it is again, not being blind. That's blind, I'm afraid. Coming in from Jesse Love, almost swinging down and taking out the 27 of Jeb Burton, who's on the inside line. They've got to just take care now.
Parker Retzlaff's got a pass through for speeding on pit road in multiple sections.
Yeah, sadly we saw that one coming, didn't we? As an expectation. Burton moves out to a couple of places as well. Let's head back to our international pictures for a bit. Tom Cairns is joining. Hello, Tom. Nice to see you, my friend. How are you doing?
Not too bad, thank you. Just staying in bed, getting ready for good night's sleep before waking up around about 5:45 in the morning to get ready for the first sport race of Formula 3, which obviously begins at around about 7 o'clock. So it's quite an early morning start for me over in Biggin Hill, but at least it's not anything like Australia or whatever. But I hope you have had a good weekend so far, folks. Obviously an important day tomorrow with the Monaco Grand Prix and the Indy 500. And I wish you all the very best and a very good broadcast.
We're going to miss you a lot, my friend. I wish you could be with us for both, but hopefully next year when it moves to Canada on this date, so we can hopefully have you in for the Indy 500 as well. It'll switch around, but just give us a quick thing. What are you looking forward to in Formula 1? Norris very much on pole, looking quick. Leclerc's in there. Ferrari have found some pace.
Seems to have dialed that car in really, really nicely. Obviously, it's a shame that the fact that Lewis has got that grid drop for impeding Verstappen, which I thought was maybe a little bit harsh, but I can understand why they gave it. So Lewis has got his work cut out again to salvage a strong result for Ferrari. For Leclerc, he needs to win a race. I think Ferrari needs to win at some point. I think this is one of the few opportunities where they're going to be able to get a win. So Leclerc needs obviously a very, very good start tomorrow. And bearing in mind we've got that mandatory two-stop rule, which could shake things up a little bit, but I'm not expecting fireworks by any means tomorrow.
No, I'm expecting a sort of a chess game again, like we've been seeing throughout the year, and very much if we're judging by the F2s and F3s, hardly any overtaking sadly, but anything can happen at Monaco. What about the Indy 500 as well? Have you got a horse backed in that one as well, with the Penske's being kicked out to the rear of the field? It's all pretty much open at the front between McLaren and Chip Ganassi.
It's anyone's game. I was really impressed with Robert Schwartzman getting that pole position though. That came out of nowhere really, didn't it?
Yeah,
so I want him to do well. I actually would love Robert Schwartzman to win a race because I haven't seen too much of him since he lifted the Formula 2 crown in 2021. But I just expect I think it will be someone that's won it before that will take the 500 this time, whether it would be or Scott Dixon or someone like that. It'd be interesting to see how the Penske's do, how they get through the field. I think they will do. It's anyone's game in the Indy 500. It usually is anyway, but you have to take into account of the pit strategy side of things whenever there are cautions, because there are bound to be cautions throughout the race, so you've got to try and make the strategy work, and hopefully you can take your tyres to the end, but it's going to be a long race for sure.
I don't know if you managed to catch LA, but she was on the broadcast in F2 practice, and she's been in the background learning the ropes of things as well, so she has joined the team and sings your praises quite a lot as well, actually, when we were on a conversation the other day, but she's now she's in the team.
Well, that's lovely, isn't it? I'm really happy for her that you've given her the chance, and I think you've got a huge asset in the team, and hopefully we'll see LA a lot more often in the coming weeks. I mean, obviously I'm back doing commentary duties with you all for Spain next weekend, so that's something to look forward to.
Yeah, and LA's going to be hopefully with us next week as well, so we'll try and get you both on for a practice session for F1 together. That'll be quite fun. Even with F2s and 3s, as we're just seeing Smith side by side again with the 16. This is over 12th and 13th, so that's Sammy Smith in the 8, Christian Eckes in the 16, with 2 to go in this stage. As things stand, the field just spreading out. They know what they need to do and just stay with stage points coming through for the end of this one. Tom, just final thoughts then as well going in. Max Verstappen and that Red Bull, he seems to have got it locked in to where he wants it. Can he have a good race tomorrow? I mean, is he in the fight, or is it very much Ferrari and McLaren?
I think it's going to be between Ferrari and McLaren. I mean, Red Bull will have to put out a blinder of a strategy if they're going to come away with the win in Monaco. I mean, the last time someone won from outside the top 3, I think, was it Olivier Panis in 96? Yeah. So it would take something for Max to do something with the strategy to get the better Ferrari and McLaren. I mean, if it was to come away with the win, depending on the circumstances, it would probably be one of his best. but he'll have many more chances to go for victories and stay in the fight for the championship. But he cannot afford too many errors, really, and afford to drop away too much at this stage of the year when it feels like the pendulum has swung in McLaren's favour, and there's a matter of time before Red Bull run out of steam to really catch them, because there's no chance of them catching them in the constructors. So their only hope is Max going for his 5th Drivers' Championship in a row.
Caution's out, and stage 1 is complete. William Byron takes the green checkered flag in the 17 car and opens up the stage, and the 19 just getting a kiss towards the wall of Chase Briscoe, who's coming down pit road with a flat rear. Green checkered out though, stage 1 complete. William Byron is the victor. So we're back under caution. Cheers, Tom. That was lovely, actually. Thanks for that. Just before are you diving off in a second, ready to get to bed?
Yes, I'll be heading to sleep shortly.
Give us a pick a winner for Indy and F1.
For F1, I'd love it to be Charles, but I think it's going to end up being Lando Norris taking it. 100. Just remind me of the front 3 rows, Josh.
That's that on the back. Well, the first row...
Say Pato Award. Say Pato Award and you've won. There you go.
Row 1 is Schwartzman, Sato and O'Ward. Row 2 is Dixon, Rosenquist and Palou. Row 3, Malukas, Lundgaard and Ericsson.
I'm going to go for Palou.
Palou, yeah, wise choice.
Yeah, I think with his consistent starts of the season, I'd love to see him how he gets on in such a different race compared to the road courses and the street races. So he's due to win a 500 at some point. I think tomorrow will be the day where he'll clinch it.
Cheers, Tom. I'll let you get off to sleep. Thanks for that. Well, we miss you this weekend. We'll see you in Spain in a week's time.
Thank you very much, folks. And best of luck with everything tomorrow.
Best of luck yourself too at Biggin Hill. Take care. Enjoy F1 Kids as well. They're on tomorrow in the studio.
I'll try.
See you later, Tom. Take care. Stage 1 complete then. And interesting fact, actually, while we're under the yellow, before we head over to CW, David Malukas for AJ Foot Enterprises starts 7th in the grid on row 3, correct? Interesting that came out of Media Day. He spent some time living in Grimsby. Do you know what's even more weird? What we found out? When he did live here, he went to my sister's primary school, and they were there at the same time. Do you know what's even weirder? He lived on the opposite street to me and was always, like we did as kids, he used to race around on his bicycle around here. Now, I didn't put 2 and 2 together until I heard on Media Day he lived in Grimsby, and then I spoke to Megan, and then it all clicked when we spoke to our neighbours across the road about who he is. So how about that? David Malukas, the American, lived in Grimsby and used to race down my street, the same tracks that I used to race as a kid on the paths, and now he's racing in the Brickyard. How about that?
I feel sorry for him. He had to live in Grimsby.
I feel sorry for him. He had to live down the street from me. I was commentating back then, mate.
He also had to put up with you.
I have something to tell him about though when I get to meet him again one day. I think him and Callum and Megan even used to play. Callum's our neighbour across the road. I swear, Megan has played with David Malukas as kids. That's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
That would be mental.
I've probably waved flags for him because after I'd grown a hair, because me and Megan are 6 years behind each other. So after I'd finished playing with my mates down the street, I used to still have all the checkered flags and all that, and Callum and Megan, and obviously Mr. Lucas used to play as well. So I must have waved checkered flags for him in the past. How weird is that? I have a slight memory of him, but I never put 2 and 2 together until the other day when it came out Media Day. So there you go. There you have it. David Malukas. Let's head back to CW as we're on the stage break, and cars heading down pit road.
Want a race day ride? Go to shop.cwtv.com to shop race day gear, grills, and more. Brought to you by Pit Boss Grills. Bigger, hotter, heavier. How great is this scene? I mean, we talk about Pit Boss and their involvement, but all the campers here, and this is fun.
And the crowd last night was massive. We got a great crowd on hand here today. Tomorrow, I hear an absolutely massive crowd will be ascending upon this racetrack.
Pit stops are big to establish track position, but this is a tough pit road to get your work done. Progressive Pit Road is open. Here's Dylan Welch.
And Ryan Siegel peeled off at the top of the screen, said that he was tight in the middle of the corner, had no grip on exit, and it kept getting worse. They'll make a small track bar and air pressure adjustment. Sam Mayer, second for the top, said he was pretty good, but thinks he can be snugged up just to keep up with the track, air pressure, and they'll add a piece of tape, Kim.
William Byron in that blue and white 17 car said it started free, went tight center, and then the heat cycles did not help that tight condition. Adam Wahlman, the chief, said these sticker tires should help. No major adjustments on that race car. The 88 of Connor Zillage. Connor just said I started free and then built tight center as the run goes. They did make a slight adjustment. He also added, I think Justin's mad at me and I don't know why, is what he told the team.
Okay, we will continue to watch and see how that evolves. William Byron holds serve, wins the race off pit road. Allgaier gets a spot. Really good effort for Taylor Gray in the 54 team. Zillage goes 2 in the wrong direction. Jones gets it done as well. It's Memorial Day weekend in Charlotte, North Carolina. You're watching the NASCAR Xfinity Series live on CW.
Yellows are still out then in the stage break. We should be going back to green flag shortly here. And the race will resume. Well, fingers crossed it's going to be a good one. Oh, do you know how much the purse is this year for the 600, by the way? I didn't hear that.
How much is it?
Oh, how much? Well, last year it was $9.8 million. This year, $13,651,450 US.
Okay, we got an update, by the way, on Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson will not be at the drivers' meeting or driver intros for tomorrow's race. He's been excused by NASCAR. He will not have to drop to the rear. Keep his second place starting spot behind Chase Briscoe. Also a random thing about Chase Briscoe, he is the first driver to take pole in the Daytona 500 and the Coca-Cola 600 in the same year since 2002.
Wow.
Jimmy Johnson in his rookie season was the last.
And now Jimmy Johnson enters his 700th and possibly last ever cup race.
Now he's confirmed that that's definitely not happening.
Oh, he's not?
He said that he's open to running more races this year. It would have been a cool way to go out, but
it would have.
I don't know.
Maybe do one more.
It would have been cool for him to retire after Daytona, to be honest. You know, getting a third place in his own team's car.
He won't stop going, will he?
Behind Reddick and Byron. Yeah, we could have swapped those top two, but I digress. I hate Byron, I just like Reddick.
So getting ready then. Stage 2.
Oh.
What are we seeing?
William Sawalich will go to the rear. He's already at the rear, it doesn't matter. For an uncontrolled tyre.
Whoa.
The rear anyway though, so it doesn't matter.
So let's head back over then. Are we choosing now? Yes, we are. Well, are we? I'm not entirely sure if that's it. I want to go somewhere. They're forming up like we're going to get the want to go signal, so I assume we are go. It's time by.
Random thing, did you see the football today out of any curiosity?
Me?
Yeah, just out of curiosity, did you see the result?
I did not. What happened?
They're back in the Premier League.
Who are?
Sunderland.
Sunderland? Oh, jeez.
Back in the Premier League after 8 years. Their first win at Wembley. First win at Wembley. Sheffield United have now gone 8 Wembley matches without a win.
I was here, there and everywhere in the commentary box. I don't think I've left the box practically all day since I came in here at 9:30 a.m.
They go touch some grass after this race then.
No, Betty buys, and then up again to do it all over again for F3. And then probably not going to bed until 4 a.m. on Sunday morning as well. Stage 2 of the BetMGM 300 for Xfinity is in the restart zone. Green flag falls. Go again! Good restart for Byron. Allgaier just behind, drops back. Coming up then is Taylor Gray in the 54. Zilic trying to push through as well. They're trying to go 4 wide. Coming through the first corner on the 3rd row deep. Now, Byron's still leading, and now they're all going to start filtering out. Jones cutting down low. Bit of kerfuffle in the middle of the pack, but so far so good. Yeah, Jesse Love in P7, Christian Eckes in P8. They've moved over. 3 wide coming out of 4. Let's have a quick look at the timing time to make sure nothing changed over. Sam Mayer to P5. And still dropping back though, Brandon Jones. He was here, there and everywhere though, Jack, wasn't he, on that restart? He's not confident going back to full power.
Yeah, he's just been kind of wiggly, I like to use the word, on those restarts, Brandon Jones. Good driver, by the way, Brandon. Been running this series for a very long time. Surprises me he's not got a cup start yet.
Yeah, he hasn't actually, has he? He's got close a couple of times, but always somebody else been able to take over that position. Hopefully in the remaining of the season he'll get the call up to at least one of the races as we're restarting. Let's go over to the screen that we all love, the full timing, driver track and information screen that we created. Yeah, now he's going high. The 39 trying to cut back on the inside as well. So a few more position changes. Okay, good race so far. I'm enjoying it. Sanchez moving up. Ellis in position. Allgaier's trying to swing low, coming out of turn 2 to get onto the back of Byron. Hey, did you see that? On his hand, just letting it go. Like, play it easy, play it cool. Play it nice and cool. Don't go too deep too early. Allgaier knows where he needs to be on the circuit. On the backstretch. Let's go down pit road, and that is in for Parker Retzlaff. So Parker Retzlaff is going BTW, by the way, so unfortunately that might be another race over for him. Matt Titi Benedetto has got back out on the circuit, but he's 36 laps down. Brad Perez, 21 laps down, but are circulating at the rear of the field. So they're still in contention. Over the line then. Yeah, it's not too bad of a start here. Okay,
it's racing it out now. We've got Allgaier and Byron racing each other. Former teammates, by the way, during their time in junior motorsports together.
Pit road? No.
And Gray alongside each other. The top 2 rookies this season, I think. Oh! What a save by Zilic! Nearly lost it. Wait till you see a replay of that. My word!
Talk about sideways moments. My goodness.
Or sideways than a crab walk.
Slowly in this game, isn't it? Let's take another look at the replay. So it's the drifting out that I don't like to see, and it's just a slight kiss, and the 88 gets sideways, but good save. He's been saving it all day. The times just keep on giving to him. 15:45 then here in stage 2 for the BetMGM 300 at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Xfinity Series racing.
Retzlaff's done for the day. Blown up.
So that is technically our first official retirement, by the way. It goes to Parker Retzlaff.
Sucks.
Sucks it does. Still though, this is what we like in racing. Cool, calm and collected. And utterly nuts.
One driver who's quietly having a pretty good race is Nick Sanchez of that Big Machine Racing team, currently running in 5th place, doing quite well so far, for a team that's not as fast as a lot of the others, but still doing well as Eckes makes his way round. Yeah, well, he's trying to defend, I think, actually, against Sheldon Creed.
So just a few little more touching.
Blocked him.
4 wide on the backstretch. A little bit of a love tap once more.
Oh, jeez.
Just take it easy, guys. My goodness. Carson Capville just in there as well. He's edging ahead. He's then got Sammy Smith right behind him. Sheldon's trying to go left and right on a switcheroo. Not working, but gets underneath.
Party.
Creed gets underneath the inside of the Sammy Smith, and yeah, you're right. Here comes Sheldon. Here comes Austin Hill trying to come on the inside line. Christian Eckes there in the 16 now. This is ridiculous. How much more do you want in a racing situation?
I love it.
This is what Charlotte offers, though. Good racing.
Very solid track. Hopefully the Cup race is going like this. We got 600 miles of it.
Yeah. It's 300 miles tonight. It's the average distance of what a Cup race is normally. And tomorrow, 600 miles, grueling race after the 500. Basically, it's the race where you expect the JBM team to suffer. Bank holiday, though, so that's something.
Is it a bank holiday on Monday?
It is bank holiday, yes. May Day.
Oh, nice.
It's May the 24th right now. Still a little bit of drama. Oh, kissing on the side there. 39 slips through on the inside line.
Iron Sieg's fast today. He's very, very quick. Would not be a surprise to see him at a top 5 finish today, provided his car doesn't blow up or he's involved in some inexplicable incident.
They've got to start taking it just a little bit more carefully. Doing a bit sideways now, the 2's coming in. Okay, let's have a little bit of conversation then with the CW and hear what they have to say about the action as we are in the stages.
In honor of Military Appreciation Month, GovX is proud to support those who serve our community and country and communities. If you have a military or first responder background, scan the QR code now for unbeatable deals on thousands of top brands. GovX, savings for those who serve. Almost halfway through Stage 2, NASCAR Xfinity Series racing here at Charlotte.
On board there, Nick Sanchez, he did a great job off the restart to get up to the top 5, but since then it's sort of been swallowed up by this couple of cars falling back into the back of the top 10 a little bit here as he's trying to fend off Jesse Love.
What'd you call this place in the open? The Beast?
Yep, the Southeast.
Here's a little bit of that. You saw it when we were side by side a moment ago.
Yeah, this is incredible. Creed got this massive run. Eckes went up the block, but then when they get down to turns 3 and 4, the 00 goes from the very top to the middle. The 8 goes from the bottom to the middle. Oh, a big shot right there by Creed. He was not pleased with what happened off the other end. And I get it. Like, you had that big run going through the middle like he had. You kind of expect that guy to give you the lane because you're already on edge.
Yep. And when you're up top like he is and that car starts sliding up in front of you, you're like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And then it happens.
There's a little wall action.
AJ Haley had that thing hung out off turn 2.
Big time. See William Sawalich in the 18 trying to drive back through.
So loose.
Leland Honeyman in the 70.
This track's awesome.
We have not lacked action one bit here.
Yeah, it's so good.
So awesome just to watch Xfinity cars drive around here. It seems like every corner they're out of control in some respects. One car there sideways, 70 around.
See our Toyota driver update, William Sawalich. Boy, they've been fighting an uphill climb again today, Dylan.
Yeah, they have. We saw on that initial start that they lost quite a few spots, and then it just kind of gotten worse from there. On this pit stop, they had planned to make a slower stop to make several adjustments just to help the car get a little bit better. Sawalich had reported that it was just way too snug for him. So they had an intentionally slow stop, then they had a hose failure, and then they had an uncontrolled tire. So it just kind of unraveled on that entire stop. So he's way back in the field running 26 right now. Felt like his car was good in practice, but they've got a lot of track position to make up to capitalize on that.
Where do you start to dissect that style? I think you just sort of say, hey, everybody, let's just not think about that one restart.
Let's get it all the way right now. Yeah. Not have any of those the rest of the day.
You know, he ran the ARCA race last night, and despite some damage, had a pretty good race car, solid finish. And, boy, it just hasn't gone his way this season. A lot of rookie moments for the 18. Here's his teammate. Going to be on the pole for the Coke 600 tomorrow. Chase Briscoe driving the 19.
I think this has been a tough transition for Chase. You know, to jump in the Xfinity car and oval for the first time in a couple years after being so focused on the Cup car and how different those are. He mentioned it in practice, showed some speed and qualifying for sure, but now since getting in the race, it just feel like, and he talked about how much the car is moving around even down the straightaways, and it just sort of feels out of control. The rear end of these race cars physically moves. That doesn't happen in the Cup car. That's something you have to get used to and feel out. It's very tough to jump from that Cup car back in these Xfinity cars like this.
Just behind him, on board Daniel Dye.
Yeah, watch his head as you go across those bumps. You see it just bouncing in between that headrest on both sides, and there's places that it'll do that 3 or 4 times, and your vision gets blurry when you go across that section of the track, and the car, you know, lose front grip, lose rear grip, kind of bounces up the racetrack. But over the course of this race, your head bouncing back and forth like that, it's exhausting.
It'll give you a headache.
Literally, yeah.
It will. Especially if your headrest isn't set up nicely with soft padding on each side. When it bounces side to side like that, it's really disorienting.
Saw Anthony Alfredo, 42, trying to make a move for position. And for 8th, Sanchez and Brandon Jones.
Oh,
that's a great shot.
Yeah, Brandon was a little cautious right there. Not sure if Sanchez was going to get in that spot. That's a wise decision to not slide up in front of him.
Yeah, tension's rising a bit there, Jack, aren't they? They're sliding around all over the place, but I suppose that's what we like to see in the Xfinity Series. We're getting close to where we're going to see some more stops coming in, though. And we're already on that 30 or 45 of stage 2. It's going rather well. They've really been good here in the stage breaks.
You know what's not going well? The stream, as it is buffering.
Don't we just love the Premier Sports app?
Premier Sports, you're the best.
Oh dear, here we go again.
That gives me perfect timing because I need to move computers. So I will be right back. Josh, please carry the stream temporarily.
That's okay. We'll tail over then we got it back.
Too much open air up there, so he goes higher, trying to force the 20 low. See if this works for him down in 3 and 4.
How much does this create a little bit of a wake for the one of Carson Quample to get a run?
Well, you're just trying to figure out which lane you want to follow right here. He knows the 48's kind of on the struggle, but you see Sanchez get loose as he tries to get back to the gas. And then as that 20 car slides up in front of him, takes even more air off the car, makes it drive worse. 48 seems to me that he's good on restarts and he takes off good, but his car fades more than a lot of these others.
Well, I think it's what we're seeing there. He's just very sideways.
Yeah.
He's really abusing those rear tires. You see some big slides out of him. Those wiggles, those are all sapping performance of those tires. They're adding heat to the rear tires. That just compounds as you do that more and more, taking away performance and grip.
A couple of cautions for incident in the opening stage. We're in the midst of our longest green flag run of the day. William Byron leading Allgaier, Zilich, Gray, and Mayer. Inside of 15 to go, stage 2.
Oh, but Nick Sanchez then. Battle's brewing in hard, and that's what we like to see here. Just need to gather some speed, gather some time, and really just go from there. Byron, Allgaier, Zilich, Gray, Samuel, 5th, Ryan C, Glove, Jones, Catvill, Sanchez, the top 10. 122 laps to go here. Listen to the roar of the cars. As they could, a little bit of a touch there, the 8 pushing against Sheldon Creed. Who has the inside line coming in to turn number 3. And the 48 then of Nick Sanchez in the mix too. We're just sort of playing the games now, right now. Just seeing which is going to be available, which plays the game the best or the worst.
Really
Oh, I can hardly hear you there, mate. Try again.
Oh, it's the computer. Up me.
So it's still coming through.
Am I right now, or?
A little bit better.
Yeah, no, I think it's an issue with this specific computer. For some reason, when mic on it's now really quiet. I don't know why. I have no explanation, because it was fine on the one upstairs.
Could be fun. We'll see how it goes. Oh, we've lost the commentary again. So that's always fun.
So did you say there was almost no overtaking in the F3 feature?
Barely any overtaking anywhere.
What?
Yeah.
F3 and there was no crashing?
Not even in F2. Not even in F2.
Bro, you're disappointing me, man.
Right, let's check in with PRN Radio while we get this fixed.
We are on the grandstand side of the racetrack between where the track had been treated in the past and what it's like. From the windshield of the race car, can you tell where that line is?
It's really hard to see it. Years ago, I'll say 28.
Okay, we got it fixed. That did not take long at all to fix that. There's an annoying little thing that was flying around the commentary box. It's now gone. 8 to go in stage 2. Stage 2, by the way, gone like that in a click of a finger. That is impressive.
Well, get ready for the next stage because it's longer than any of the cup stages.
Yeah, what is it? 110 laps.
And all the cup trips. It's the longest stage of the weekend. Hi, Garrett Smithley. You got some Garrett Smithley screen time.
So it's probably going to take over an hour, which means we'll be, it's going to be the longest.
Depending on how talentless the field like being, and yeah.
Okay, let's check in with CW.
Doesn't have to tell Pullman, hey, here's what I need in the car to be better up here, because they can trade lap times back and forth a little bit, but Williams seems to have the edge on running well, especially 3 and 4.
The only thing good for the 7 car is that if everybody's running the middle to the top, it's hard to pass. When you catch lap cars, that might hold up Byron a little bit more than Justin, who can adapt and run the bottom.
Hey, with 6 to go on the stage, here's something we need to keep an eye on. This battle is big because Taylor Gray needs every stage point he can get. After starting on the pole, he got 4 in stage 1, so every position being a point, 54 trying to climb from below the cut line, and lap traffic and who goes a lap down. Right now, you saw Kyle Sieg go a lap down. J.J. Yaley is now a lap down. First car in the 1 lap down position. That would mean he'd get the free pass. We'll keep an eye on that. Leland Honeyman, last car on the lead lap right now, scored 28. As with 5 to go, we watch what's happening for 3rd.
Yeah, Taylor Gray went to the inside. Zillage gave him a lot of room, though, and moved up the racetrack. That looked like it was going to get spicy.
And that's one of the most amazing things about down that corner is you'll enter it on bottom, maybe the center, and you'll be like, oh, I've got the grip, and suddenly the car just floating up the track. You're like, no, don't do that. Stop. Dylan, that's something that you just don't want to happen when you get down to 3 and 4.
No, not at all. And speaking of 3 and 4 for this 54 car, one thing that I think Taylor has done in the last couple laps that may have helped him is working on his arc. The entry into turn 3, Jason Ratcliffe, the crew chief, came on the radio about 10 laps ago and said, I think that's just where we're getting beat. If you can arc it into 3 more, it's just going to help us all the way through that corner. So it looks like Taylor has maybe done that because he's sort of gone to the whip here in these closing laps. And then he came on the radio just a bit ago and said, I got too greedy racing that 88. So they told him, just cool your tires down. Still got time. Let's go get him, Kim.
Well, really solid day for Dean Thompson in that 26 car, currently running in the 16th position. Remember, he made his Xfinity Series debut this race last year, and this is only the 2nd track outside of Talladega that he's been to a 2nd time. So that experience from last year helping this rookie, and those 2 weeks off came at the perfect time because at Texas they finished 27th, and that snapped a streak of 7 straight top 20. So the team told me they kind of reset during those 2 weeks off, and they wanted to get back into getting those top 20s. Again, Dean currently running in the 16th position, said he feels good at 1 and 2, but needs more rear security in 3 and 4.
We got a great rookie class. We talk about it every race. Dean Thompson is the one that has really stood out to me. When you think about where he's been in his progression through the lower levels of racing to what he's produced this year with Sam Hunt, outstanding. And here he is looking for 15th on track as we wrap the stage.
And it's been a big opportunity for Sam Hunt Racing to be so close right now. They're sitting in, 15th. 16th in the playoff standings, really a fringe playoff contender on points, and they had some great finishes that could put them in that position. If they can keep that up, that's a big deal for Sam Hunt Racing.
Yep, into the last lap then of this stage as they will fly in once more. One to go then, and it's going to be William Byron to sweep both stages of the BetMGM 300. He comes out then into 3 and 4. He'll take the checkered with the green and yellow squares in line, and it is Byron winning stage number 2 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Allgaier second, Zilich third, Gray, Meyer, Jones, C, Love, Creed and Sam Smith take it over. Okay, Jack, not a bad stage, that one. And now we move on to the longest of all.
Yep. And JT's joined the commentary box, by the way.
Yeah, he's just watching in the background. He's on his way home. Keeping an eye on us all. Stalking us as usual. The Queen City, though. Good.
Got a JT thumbs up, by the way. I can barely see you, mate. I'm going to be honest.
Sorry, we can barely hear you. Put together, you're the blind and deaf commentary team.
I'm a ref, so I'm clearly both of those things.
What a shame.
Hello, Evan.
Hi.
Yeah. Over the next week, I'm going to try and fix this mic on. I don't know what's happened because I've changed literally nothing. So.
What? Okay, if you're on X Stadium VR headset, you can experience the Indy 500 in 180-degree vision. Interesting. So we're into the last stage then here. And this is going to be the long one. 110 laps. It took us an hour and 6:92. Let's see how long it's going to take us to do this one. And it will be a quick off air, by the way. So we can all get some sleep.
Thank God.
Ahead of the F3 start tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you for that information.
Pleasure.
So, we're having fun at this moment in time as we prepare for tomorrow. It's your Saturday. What are you doing on your phone?
I'm trying to look at Bob Potcresser's Twitter, but the signal in the commentary box is terrible. There we go. William Byron switch stages. Top 5.
He's not really keeping track of it, though, is he? He's barely. There's not a lot there because Bob's at Indy. You got to remember.
Yeah, he's doing the 500, so trying to get information out of him is not easy today. Okay, let's head back to the CW then, as we get ready for the mid-stage wrap-ups with the team over there, as we have 107 laps to go here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. A lot of action and intrigue left. Pit stops, hopefully under green flag coming. Ho ho! Hold on to your hats. This is going to be a doozy. We're waiting to head back over. Let's go.
CW Sports coverage of the NASCAR Xfinity Series is brought to you by BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas. True Work, upgrade to the world's most technical performance workwear. And by Progressive, save when you bundle home, auto, and motorcycle insurance. Visit progressive.com. couple of stage points on the board for Sheldon Creed today. 9th in our second run of the day. Let's take a look at Sheldon's Race Fit Health Report, brought to you by Linktree.
Well, they'll bench press. Yeah, I like that. It's pretty descriptive. I feel like he's really doing that by seeing all of the depth lifting down here. He talked about the beginning of the year wanting to lose some weight, and he's done a tremendous job at that. He said that it was about health, but also just about the commitment to the team and wanting them to know, how committed he was.
He was very proud of that.
That's hard.
It's very hard.
Yeah. Good for him.
Definitely. Focus on it.
He's got 2 young kids at home. So what I found is when they eat snacks, I would eat snacks.
One for you, one for me.
Give me some more of those animal crackers, that shows a lot of...
Everyone adds up. Every calorie.
Pit stop's going to be big as we wrap the stage, and we remind everyone that William Byron, the 17 team, were able to deliver into stage 1. Got to do it here. Want to hold, serve, maintain track position. Progressive pit road is open. Let's send it to Dylan.
And the first pit stall will be Taylor Gray. He reported that he fired off edgy, and then the car got too tight on throttle the last 5 laps of that run. We'll change 4 tires and add fuel. Sam Mayer also got really tight at the end of that run. They're going to take the air pressure out that they put in at the end of the first stage, Cam.
For William Byron, you see the 17 car. He said it was tight and didn't fire off with a lot of grip, just numb. Adam All said we'll work to free it up and get it to hang out longer. Then bottom in the 7 car, that's Justin Allgaier. He said free in, tight center, free off. Jim Coleman, the crew chief, said he thinks the cloud cover is going to accelerate the track changes. He wants to get ahead of it, tap down on the track bar as well as air pressure adjustments.
For where that 17 is pitted, they have been very clean today, getting in and out. That's not easy here. Zilich going in the wrong direction as you watch the race off Progressive Pit Road. Heading toward halfway in Charlotte for the Xfinity Series.
Intriguing action follows this series around quite a lot here. Byron leading then from Allgaier. We usually spend a couple laps more into pit lane. 28 down pit road now, but also we know that Parker Retzlaff is out of the race. So the BetMG 300 now will really get its miles in. Ah! Jesus. Omi's just flashing a picture of Danica Patrick on my screen as I look down. That's a jump scare.
Jump scare.
That is a proper jump scare.
I know Freddie's got nothing on this.
I'd rather battle Freddy Krueger than Danica Patrick.
He'd win probably.
Oh, she is a lizard.
I meant against Freddy Krueger. Pay-per-view on JB Motorsports right here. Joshua Birch takes on Freddy Krueger.
Winner fights Danica Patrick. Both desperately
Should be
trying
the warm-up battle.
Both desperately trying to lose. Danica's going to be on the Fox pre-show tomorrow and in their coverage. Heads up. So tune in to JB Motorsports and USRN for all of the action. The USRN team with Matthew Owen, Seth Eves and Matt White on the call. Over on JBM, it's myself, JT, Omi, Jackson Ambrose and Jess Ball.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Gonna change the race. William Byron to the rear, speeding.
What? Speeding.
To the rear.
Oh, Byron!
Speeding.
The 2 stages he's won tonight now mean nothing. He is going to the rear of the race. Caught speeding on pit road, he missed first gear, and Justin Allgaier is now your new race leader. Let's head over to the CW and catch up with all this dramatic action as the yellow continues to stay out here. Didn't see that one coming. So, this is going to be a bit of a doozy. Byron's going to step back. Here's the CW.
Can you believe when we go racing next Saturday night, Nashville Super Speedway, we'll begin the second half of the regular season, round 14, NASCAR Xfinity Series, racing at Nashville Super Speedway, 7 o'clock Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific. And a big announcement for our summer run of races. Look at some of the guest analysts that are going to join us in the next couple of months.
These guys know a bit about driving, I would think.
Yeah, it's always fun to get them up in the booth and get their perspective, especially if they come right off the track and then come up and can join us and tell us some of the insights of what's happening that weekend at that particular event.
It's going to be really cool. And you guys didn't scare away Kyle Busch in Vegas. So good job on that. Thank you.
That was a win. And we got Kyle Larson coming in at Indy. He's running the Indy 500 tomorrow. Has won the Brickyard before. Be a great guy to have to do. Denny Hamlin always has an opinion, whether you like it or not. He has an opinion, which is great.
Said before, let him be in the booth, unleash him.
That's right.
Get his chance now.
2020 champ Austin Cindric gets things going next Saturday evening in Nashville on CW. How about this? You dominate in the race, you win the race off pit road, speeding for William Byron, going to have to come from the back after leading 71 laps and sweeping the first 2 stages.
Yeah, I lost first gear mark there. Yeah, that's the one leaving our stall there. That's all right, though. Got a fast car. We can drive back up through there. Yeah, it's a 4. Sorry about that, guys. Over half the race to go.
Oh, that is so tough. But what he's talking about is when you're accelerating from your stall in first gear, you have a mark on the tack basically that shows you what RPM you can be in first gear, and then eventually you get to second to kind of get to your lights. But if you don't have, you lost that mark visually, you're not seeing it, you can go too fast in first gear, and that's what he did.
I know he's gutted right now, but for all of us watching, this is going to be really fun to see if Byron can drive back up through the field. He's obviously had the best car all day long, especially on the long run. He's been exceptional those last 10 or 12 laps of a run. See if he can get the restart. He mentioned it didn't fire off quite good enough.
The wheel and caution lights coming on for the 4th time as we end stage 2. Wheel and the official warning lights.
So here we go then, ready to go in stage 3. And we will be going back to green flag running in this race. Ready and steady.
I'm dying right now.
Olga, Gray, Jones, Mayer, Love, Zilich, Z, Smith, Creed, Catville, green flag, and stage 3 of the BetMGM 300 is underway. We're racing.
That's good news, by the way. I might have fixed my mic issues.
That's brilliant.
Do I sound better now?
Oh no, hang on a minute, who's that coming out of pit lane going really low down low? Almost causing a contact. Could be Matt Di Benedetto, but I'm not entirely sure he's gone down low. Back up we go then. Olga leading. Gray touching into 3 on the side low. And hugs that inside line. Sam Mayer keeping in 3rd position. Jesse Love running in P6 though. A clean restart, and that was critical, Jack, as the action continues.
Oh yeah, very clean restart. Hopefully keep it clean for the rest of the race. But Justin Allgaier, Charlotte seems to be that type of track for me where experience really just prevails, and there are very few that are more experienced than Justin Allgaier in this field.
Side by side then, this is the march back through for William Byron. He's 27th at the moment, and he's going to try and come from start to finish. Let's see if we can do it as well. And we've got 100 laps to go.
And also Jesse Love. Restart violation. That is a pass through.
So Jesse Love now in trouble, and this was why on the restart? Yeah, he clearly was out of position.
Changes lanes too early, therefore that is a pass through penalty.
On board now with the side rear. We're looking at the 17. Byron's already back up to 23rd. We're watching with Ryan Ellis's camera. So Byron's flying through already. He's taken this restart by an absolute country mile. Fresh tyres, low fuel, easily done. And trying to throw on another caution, which probably is going to happen. Then again, stage 2 went caution free, by the way. That was unusual. Don't see that happen.
Thinks it.
Apparently my commentary box hit 90 decibel. I really don't think it did. My voice can't get up that high at the moment.
I can up my mic so I can literally break the microphone with the amount of decibels, but I'm not going to do that.
That is a photo that's just appeared at me from years ago. I don't even know where that shirt. I don't even know where that shirt is. I loved that shirt. It's gone missing.
JB without facial hair, ladies and gentlemen.
I can't remember the last time I didn't have a beard.
I still don't.
Somebody on the commentary team will probably be able to tell me when I gave up. I think it was
Obviously give up at some point.
It was probably last. I think it was last year. I definitely had a beard all the way throughout 2024. I know that.
All the time I've been on the team, you have.
Say again? Yeah.
When you've been on the team.
So all the way throughout 2024, that's for sure. Well, I just gave up. I like having a beard. It makes it looks good.
That would look good on me, to be honest.
You never know until you try. Who comes through now as the 27 holds on. So where's William Byron? He's in 16th position. He's just past Jeb Burton. So the field making their way up. He might not even need a caution. Byron could probably win this, despite being sent to the rear.
Oh, yeah.
That's how crazy this one could be.
The entire field.
Yeah.
Be an easy win.
Maybe a brush to the wall. Right, guys, check in with CW.
Tires back there somewhere.
Look at these teammates. Carson Quapple, the rookie, inside of third-year driver Sammy Smith driving the 8. 8 cars had a lot going on today, Dylan. What's the story there?
Well, they are rolling right now up inside the top 10 and battling for the 6th spot here with teammate Carson Quapple. And just want to reference something that crew chief Philip Bell said at the end of stage 2. He came on the radio, I think it was Channel 2, and just said he finally figured out how to get to the top and run it well in 3 and 4, and that has paid dividends for them. He's been one of the better cars up there here since this restart and able to use that momentum to get by his teammates.
Dylan says that he absolutely.
Yes. Oh, and there's Carson Campbell going the inside of Sammy Smith, and Smith's really sliding wide. Loose Jack as they come through 1 and 2 again.
Yeah, Koppel going to the inside. Koppel's one of the main guys who I'm really shocked has not won a race yet. He's the only junior motorsports guy, I think, who hasn't won a race yet. But it's been incredibly quick. He's doing well on these intermediates. Obviously, we're approaching a part of the season where there might be a few more short tracks, I think, coming up, which is probably his dream, considering he is a time Cars Tour late model stock car champion and 1-time Cars Tour super late model champion. This guy's pretty quick on the short track, in case you couldn't tell.
I'll go by 2 seconds now to Zilich at the front. We're watching now Byron. He's sort of stalled in 15th place. Can't really move up anymore, but he's going to pay for a safety car soon. This is a replay, and what are we watching here? This is that battle between Sheldon Creed and the 8.
Came off the Creed's car.
Yeah. Oh, it just hang on. Sheldon just backed off massively. He lost a lot of pace on the draft there.
Yeah, something came off his car.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what it was. Then about Carson Quapple being a champion, you want to know what Sheldon Creed is a 2-time champion in? Stadium Super Trucks.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. That's a weird category to be a champion in.
Yeah, owned by former NASCAR driver Robbie Gordon.
Left field approach, but I suppose it works.
Won the ARCA title in 2018, won the truck title in 2020. Well, he's in Xfinity, finishing second 90% of the time.
Oh. Still running smooth and well here, as JT's going through a tunnel right now.
He's in Monaco, I think.
He says he's going to get home at 12:45 a.m.
I think he's in the Monaco tunnel, you know.
That's the cleanest I've ever seen his Discord camera work, and it's when he's not trackside. That's hilarious. Oh, God, then 112 laps. 88 to go. Oh, the 20 nearly touched the wall. We're getting a bit sideways and slidey. So that was almost Brandon Jones causing a yellow flag. He's kept it out of the barrier there nicely. Checking with CW.
Hey, Log. Hey, but if you look in front of this duo, Kim has been telling us during all of our commercial breaks just how hard the 21 team is working for Austin Hill. They're now in the top 10. And right behind him in the 3-car, Austin Dillon, who really has not been able to make much of a play today, but he too is up in the top 10. So good for those teammates being able to make some adjustments and get where they need to be. As we check in on the 17 of William Byron, here he comes.
He was catching quick as well. We had a couple of shots. You could see that blue and white 17 sort of getting larger in the rear end of the 48, and suddenly now goes on by. He is flying through the field.
Well, yeah, and he's going to be in the top 10 here in just a couple of laps. And if you're Sanchez or Chase Briscoe, one of those guys, you know the 17 started last because he was sitting on pit road, and you're like, there's no way that he has already caught us.
That is demoralizing.
Oh.
There's no way to put it.
How about that 17, Kim?
Yeah, they have the speed, and they knew they had the speed. It was interesting talking with crew chief Adam Wall yesterday because he said, this is the last race of the Cup Series drivers run in this car. The next race and the next 8 races will be run by Corey Day, and so they came out to win this race. He said, we've figured out the speed. We had that box checked. Now it's just about winning when we have a Cup Series driver. Before now he moves into driver development mode with Corey Day for the next 8-race run of this Xfinity Series car for Hendrick Motorsports. But remember, William Byron is winless in any series at his home track, so that doubles down the meaning that this would have for them if they get to victory lane here this evening.
It'd be a great day for William, and I'm so happy for the success of Adam Wall leading his team. And I would also say, don't rule out that Corey Day, you know, he could win in that car. We saw how impressive he was at Texas a few weeks ago.
I mean, think about it as that crew chief, though. It's like 2 different seasons completely. You have these guys that are Cup Series winners, and then you're going to get a rookie who's really talented, but that's just such a different weekend for a crew chief and a team.
Leland Honeyman popped the wall, makes it to pit road. You know, I was going to say it might be a good time for a caution for William Byron because he's passed all these cars. You get that, and you tighten up the field to no avail here. Justin Allgaier leads. Zilich, Mayer, Gray, Ryan Sieg, the top 5.
So he's still racing with 83 laps to go. And Jack, it's now just a race of attrition and a race to get to the end as quickly as possible.
Yeah, just relaxing. This is where strategy is really going to come into play here. I'm trying not to die right now, Mike. Only is making this podcast 10 times more entertaining.
Yeah, entertaining. That's the word for it. Field down very much spread out, as you can see on your driver trackers back at home. And if you're watching us on radio, you're listening to us, and you can't see your pictures. So that's kind of useless information to you. So, yeah, the field's very much spread out, which is a bit more tricky than we expected it to be, sadly. So we have a lot of action to keep running in. Let's have a listen. Into pit road, coming in, that's Sheldon Creed with a... Well, he was in very slow there, Jack. That's a scheduled stop, but a bit of an issue, I reckon.
Looks like there might be a scrape on the wall. To be honest, it looks like there's a scrape. Looks like he might have hit the wall. That's really unfortunate for Sheldon.
So a little bit of damage on the front left as well. We'll hold it in together, which looks quite fun. Let's check back in though with the commentary team. Over at the CW with 79 laps now remaining in this race.
Zilich has issues.
Oh, that's running in second
He
place.
says he's claiming he's losing power.
Byron, by the way, is now going to go around the outside of Austin Hill here with some tremendous traction out of 4. And he's going to come across the line and take 8th place. Byron's back at 8th. What is he doing with this? Amy's about to be fired, by the way.
Like, you know, in The Apprentice, when Lord Sugar, whatever his name is, goes, he's just like...
I'm impressed.
Really?
I'm really impressed with how he's done it. I want Zoffrey on this. Let's head down then to CW.
To enjoy while you sit back, relax, and watch the rest of the race. Cabo Wabo, the official tequila of NASCAR.
Oh, you...
I like the excitement those fans had on top of the campers. They saw they were on TV.
I thought you
They love lap 122. That's what it is.
I thought you were going to say you like my excitement doing the read in anticipation
That's just a given.
Our post-race festivities. You're watching the Bet MGM 300 on CW, and you're looking at tires from the 00 of Sheldon Creed unscheduled pit stop, and it's just another in a long list of issues this team has had lately. DNFs in 3 of the last 4 and pops the wall here.
And no excitement for the 00 team on what happened here. So he's already in the wall at this point. We don't know if the right front maybe went down before that. You know, he had scuffed the wall a little bit earlier on. We've seen so many cars do that. We've seen him run the wall, really committed on running the wall. He's usually one that does commit to getting up right on that wall. And that's, you know, that's the margin of error that you have when you do that, that if it goes wrong, you get in the wall and you can cut a tire down.
You know, he's being shown 27th now, and if you look bottom right in our bumper, he has now fallen below the playoff cut line. There's 2 reasons for that. One, he's had problems again, but Taylor Gray starts on the pole, collects some stage points, goes from below the cut to plus 13 as Sammy Smith makes a big run in the 8.
He's trying this again.
I mean,
Teammates have just battled this whole run right here. You saw Carson give up.
Oh, they're a little block, boys.
but hey, if they keep doing that, the next car they're going to see, William Byron, who's a couple of seconds back, but he's starting to reel him in a little bit.
They're getting ready to hear 17 outside.
Yes, they are.
That was the same move he tried about 10, 20 laps earlier. Just fires it off on the inside of 3 and slides all the way up in front of Carson Qualifying. I think this time it's obviously stuck.
Yeah, Carson got kind of choked down by a lap car, which allowed Sammy to get that run.
As we watch these guys battle, Brandon Jones, Austin Hill, a couple of veterans, 74 laps to go. Let's talk strategy for a minute. Most everyone's got 2 sets of tires left. We know you're going to have to make one more pit stop in regard to fuel mileage. Where do you see this thing shaking out if we do stay green?
I think it depends on who you are, right? Like, I think it depends on who you are, and you know, if you're trying to leapfrog the leader, like if you're Zillage or Mayer, you might try to come a few laps early, but most likely you would split this in half, knowing that you have 2 sets of tires left, so you still have something in the bank if we get a caution late.
I think that's correct. As this fuel window opens here in a couple of laps, I just think that you're most likely then in the window, and it's going to, especially for Justin Allgaier, if he reacts first, Zillage and his team will have to react to that. If Zillage's team is on pit road, the 7 will have to react to that. We saw at Texas, they reacted
pushing the 8 bump draft
to the 88 of Kyle Larson there and ended up giving up the lead and losing a lot of time. What ended up getting him crashed was maybe just trying too hard to get back to the field and catch back up to Kyle Larson. So you don't want to give someone a big advantage, especially the tire fall off here. You don't want to be left out there for a couple laps later than the others pit.
Yeah, you typically never see the leader pit first. They'll let the 2nd or 3rd place car, you know, pit first, and he's got a 3-second lead. It's probably about a second and a quarter per lap, so he's got a little bit of a window.
Sammy Smith looks good late in the run. It's his teammate Justin Allgaier out front right now with 7:2 to go.
And there comes the fake track noise again that they shove over the world feed to make it look like they're actually paying attention to any of the action when in reality they're not. Jack, this race now, 70 to go. They're closing in and they're racking up the lap times quite quickly. This is well behaved for the Xfinity lot. I was expecting crash bang wallop, especially at Charlotte.
I mean, Charlotte's... There wasn't a lot in truck race either last night. Generally, drivers have been pretty well behaved. Because the truck race, obviously, was dominated by Corey Hine. So really, there wasn't a lot of room for drivers to be idiots. But Justin Allgaier doing a decent job right now, as well as Zilich is not too far behind.
That's right. JT texts one more time.
I just have my phone on silent the whole time.
It's not my phone, it's the laptop. I can't stop it pinging because it's new and I don't know how it
Your
works.
laptop sounds like a phone. What on earth is that design flaw?
I know, and the problem is you can't turn it off either. So you can't switch it
Oh,
off.
that is a horrendous design flaw.
It's
Sue
the
the
worst
laptop
design flaw.
designers.
I know. I swear to God, I will kill you. Oh, Princess Diana. I have contacts. Anyone who doesn't get that joke, JT's currently driving through a tunnel.
Get that. I get that joke.
Yeah, dark media, there you go.
The kind of joke I'd make on one of my solo streams when I did them.
So, 67 to go. Allgaier's put out 4 seconds to Zilich right now. Yeah, it's going well. The race will close. Omi, what are you making of all this drama? Watching in the sidelines. Oh, for God's sake. Go on.
Only as you can see, incredible insight. Well, I'll tell you what I'm making of it. I'm making that William Byron is currently carving his way through the field like a knife through butter. He's already slowly caught up to Carson Koppel. I can't. Who's you behind there? Hold on, who is that? Blaine Perkins? I don't know who that is, I'm sorry. The lap car, that's all I know.
Let's go back to CW.
As the world's best battle to rule the beach all summer long. The AVP League from Palm Beach coming up next on the CW. Final stage, NASCAR Xfinity Series, Charlotte Motor Speedway, 13th race of the year. And our reigning champ, Justin Allgaier, in charge of the field.
You see the 7 car going through traffic right now. He has made up 2 to 2.5 seconds over the past 4 or 5 laps on the second and third place car. And we referenced this earlier. I think the fact that he can run the bottom is letting him get through this traffic so much better, because if you can only run the top, when you catch those guys, there's just nowhere to go.
I got nothing to add. You just said it perfectly.
Well, he just
That's exactly
went by,
what I was thinking.
He just went by Jeb Burton.
You've been working too long.
All great minds, right? He just went by Jeb Burton, who's 23rd, so Burton is now a lap down. And here's the update on William Byron tracking the one of Carson Koppel trying to get to 7th.
So he's made his way through traffic really well here to get into the top 10, but he's just in the last couple laps, similar to Zilich, lost a couple seconds to the leader, Justin Allgaier, who continues to vault away from the field. So for William Byron, it's been a net gain in positions, but in terms of the leader, he's gotten further and further away.
Hey, you know, we were talking about the leaderboard, riding on board with Sanchez here. He's only 10 points below the cut line. Rookie driver for Big Machine. It's just been outstanding to watch his growth. And I hate to be telling the other side of it, but it takes me to how Texas ended and how close they were there.
Yeah, just text the thing so you can have it back.
I mean, you just can't get them back. That's what's so frustrating.
That's what makes you lose sleep at night. After a race like that, you go home, you're like, gave up so many points when I didn't have to.
And I wonder if might be the first time we've gone on board he's actually steering left there as we went through the corner. I didn't feel like the rear end was sideways there in 3 and 4. He's been able to navigate back into the top 10. It's been really impressive to watch him with how loose his car has been, and at times where he feels like you just feel like he's maybe abused those rear tires too much to have any sort of longevity, and then you look up and he's back in the top 10 and passing cars.
By the way, you saw Creed go by. He's a lap down on those fresher tires. That was not for position. Next car to go 1 lap down is going to be Ryan Ellis, 71. Is scored in the 21st position. Let's get a report on the driver out of Virginia to Carla.
Yeah, I want to talk a little bit more about Ryan Ellis's paint scheme. The founders of Zero Beverage are both service-connected disabled veterans. DGM Racing is also honoring the late Colonel Peter Dew Donnelly by adding his name to their Memorial Day race car. Colonel Donnelly was a revered leader in the U.S. Air Force Tactical Air Control Party community. Zero's Beverage also has a personal connection with him as well. They've dedicated the scheme to all of those that have served alongside of him, and they even invited him to the race today. So just another special
Thank you, Carla. So many patriotic schemes and so many
Sorry. Omi, bald hair is bald. I had to say that. Completely out of context to anyone listening and watching, but yeah. So, 51 of 110 at this stage. 59 to go. And so far, Jack, it's going to be a green flag pit stop. That's what we like to see at Charlotte. A bit of variety.
Out of the race.
What?
Out of the race, Matt de Benedetto. Suspension issue.
Oh, we saw that coming.
Yeah, we're going to get to a green flag pit stop. I love it when you maybe get a bit of fuel mileage.
Fuel mileage race at here is going to be weird.
Not fuel mileage, I'm sorry.
The field's completely now spread out. There's not one part of the track that isn't covered. Which is good for track evolution. It's going to get better and better and better as the race goes on. It's amazing how much of this circuit is covered. I reckon they could even do the roval and still be there in time.
Oh, CW just released a list of Cup drivers that will be in the Xfinity booth to select races in the upcoming.
None of them is Danica, right?
Current Cup drivers.
I go for that. CW pit lane.
One of them with Callum.
Comes in the 3. Gotta believe, scheduled green flag pit stop here. 58 laps to go. You're in the window. And this is about when we anticipated teams to start coming down to make their stop. He was 12th.
That's good.
William Byron going to make a stop as well. Here's the guy that's dominated the race, trying to overcome the penalty, Kim.
Yeah, swept both of the stages before that speeding penalty. And it's funny talking about Adam Wall. He's like, I'm glad not to have a rookie at such a tough racetrack. And then a rookie mistake by William Byron. But he has made it up to the 8th position, then stalled out a little bit. So Adam Wall wanted to be one of the first to pit under green. Just building a little bit tight. They'll take 4 fresh Goodyear tires, Snowco fuel. As you see on the right side of your screen, Austin Hill. This has probably been the best that car has been all day. He said it was pretty decent for most of the run. Then at the very end started to build free, and he finally felt like his right rear was shot. He'll take on fresh Goodyears and Snowco fuel.
Sammy Smith, scheduled pit stop. Taylor Gray giving up a position inside the top 5 to come down. Hiccup for the 42 Young's Motorsports. And Anthony Alfredo, not what you needed to see. We were just talking about how great a job they've been doing.
Yeah, it looks like it rolled off the jack. Like maybe the car went forward and felt the jack, and now they can't get it back under.
Christian Eckes is in. So is Sam Mayer, Dylan.
That's right, hits the marks on the right of the screen. He said that on about lap 135, about 10 laps ago, he was starting to get snug with the balance of that race car. Looks like maybe just an air pressure adjustment, 4 tires and fuel for Mayer. Kim?
As you see on the left side of your screen, Carson Kvapil, we do expect the leader, Justin Allgaier, to make it to his pit here shortly. You see him making that slow trek down pit road. He got bitten by a speeding penalty last year in this race in the final stage. So crew chief Jim Poland reminding him, be very careful with your speed here. He said he's tight at the apex of 1 and 2. 3 and 4 were really good though. He just lacked a little lateral, but overall not bad as they put 4 fresh Goodyear tires on the lead.
A little bit of tape at the front there.
A little bit of slow as they put tape on the front. Slow on the left side for the 7.
54's coming in. It's got a puncture. Puncture for the 54 though, Jack. And that's coming down low with a rear right problem. Taylor Gray was running so well in this race with a rear right puncture.
That's really unfortunate for Taylor Gray. He's having such a good season. And now that race has been completely, well, near completely derailed. Connor Zilic also into the lane.
And we got a caution. Caution is out. Not sure why. As of yet, no one's off. Hang on a minute. No one's off on the driver tracker. There's a couple of cars in turn 1 a bit slow. Yellow's out maybe for debris. But we have gone full course yellow with 53 laps to go. And cars down pit road. Yeah, debris on track at the start line. So they've gone full course yellow.
Harrison Burton, Ryan Ellis, Clements, and Jesse Love. You know, he had the penalty on the restart, runs it long, and this could really help his situation late in the race.
This is going to shake things up.
Big time.
Yeah, because those guys have run just enough on their tires that have pitted that they're not going to be as good as new tires, but they haven't run long enough that you can use the next set. So yeah, if you can restart on fresh tires, be one of the first couple of cars, it's going to be a big advantage for you.
13 cars on the lead lap. Sammy Smith, it's either going to be Mayer or Smith that are the first car one lap down.
About to see a crush panel exit this race car, most likely. Let's see here. Yeah, there's carcass, and there's the crush panel, and all sorts of bits and pieces.
He did a good job of feeling that and getting slowed down enough, because normally when that left rear tire blows out, it's really hard to hang on to the car.
So this is big. Sam Mayer had just gone a lap down, so he'll get the free pass. And then a bunch of other drivers undoubtedly will take the wave around here. But we're going to have a lot to sort through when it comes to running order for the restart. And we got to report William Sawalich, when he made his pit stop, was too fast. Penalty for the rookie driving the 18 for Joe Gibbs Racing.
Big fear as you see them pull that tire out of the left rear of Taylor Gray's car is that it gets the brake line. Like you can do without the crush panel, it just fills the car up with rubber and debris, but if it gets the brake line, it could end your day.
We saw Anthony Alfredo, who's having that great run in 13th. Their stop ended up being 62 seconds.
Wow.
2 laps down outside the top 30. Devastating for him in that 42 team.
Think about the give and take of this, though. We talk about Taylor Gray and the situation for them. Sheldon Creed made the unscheduled pit stop. He now is on the lead lap, and so maybe this cycles back his way. So maybe a stroke of good luck here with the caution coming out when it did.
But I would say Creed's going to be in that position that he's going to have to put that next set of tires.
Because of how long they ran.
Take a chance, right? Like because of how long they ran. So,
but being on the lead lap, right? I mean, that's way better than what it would have been if it ran long and you stayed a lap down and just couldn't make up any positions.
Big savior.
I'm also curious to see what do you do here if you're Justin Allgaier, because he made a pit stop, but he stayed on the lead lap because of the advantage he had. They got one set of tires left too. Do you come here with everyone else in pit, or do you stay? Okay. Yep.
And he only ran, I think, a lap and a half, 2 laps.
That's all. Okay.
When he pitted, so I think he's in the best shape of anyone.
Yep.
He's going to have the lead. When
take that track position. Yep.
Yeah.
He and Zilich. Zilich was about a lap later on pit road, so they'll assume the lead.
Yep. They're showed at 145, 146. So yep, like as you guys said, just a couple of laps on those tires, and it should serve them well in regard to track position. By the way, the 17 of William Byron, he had made his pit stop, but he's not one of those drivers that was able to stay on the lead lap. He'll be a lap down and take the wave around.
Yeah, the one thing about Byron is we were on board with him when it looked like he had an issue. He was in a pretty good position if he could have pitted there, but he probably lost 3 or 4 seconds just down the backstretch as he was trying to get to pit road, maybe thinking he had an issue.
Brandon Jones, through all this, became the race leader. He's going to make his pit stop here under caution. All those guys that hadn't pitted. Go ahead, Kim.
I'll jump in here, Adam. Sheldon Creed going to pit it. I'll pit it. He's going to pit at the top of the screen. And remember, this is their last set of new tires. They had to make that unscheduled stop because of the right front flat for Creed. So this is their final set of stickers going on to make a chassis adjustment to counter a free condition. Jeremy Clements was really tight on that run. They'll make a track bar adjustment for him, Kim.
And you see taking off Brandon Jones finishing up that pit stop in the bright yellow Menards Toyota. He was just talking about the fronting needing more turn. He was shearing the backs. There was a chassis adjustment, and then Brennan Poole, what a gamble for them. He was going to pit, and they yelled at him on the radio, debris, stayed out, and now they get the benefit of this caution.
Talked about the situation for Sheldon Creed. He does make a pit stop here as we anticipated. We'll reset the running order when we return. 50 to go at Charlotte.
Yeah, times are coming in. Jack, what are you making of this mess that we've been having there? 50 to go, a nice breeze to the end coming up.
That caution's going to swap this entire race round. It's going to really benefit people like Brandon Jones, Ian Thompson, Brennan Poole. But yeah, I think we're in for an interesting final. Is it 50 laps to go? We're in for a very interesting final 15 laps, I'd say, to be honest with you.
Atmosphere is building, tension is rising. It's what we like to see here in NASCAR. In the Xfinity Series.
The end is always the best part of the race. Yeah, no, Zilich isn't making the end of this race. He said, I've just lost power, but I've got it back.
It's going to die on him soon. That might be another caution to come out. Yeah. Well, I'm going to enjoy the little sleep I'll have and how irritable we're all going to be.
Debris, the reason I've just seen the video of Taylor Gray. Yeah, no, that's absolutely a good call. A bit of the tyre fell on the track. That's why there was a caution. To be a caution at that point.
Had to throw it. Had to bring it out. Changing up, that looks stronger and stronger. Okay, let's head down then to the CW network as we are gearing up for the last couple. Restarts coming in this time by, and it will be with 47 laps to go. It's taken a while to bunch up actually. I think I'm going to have to wait for the pass round. So a couple more laps under yellow will be coming. So it's just an old guy, Connor Zilic, Brandon Jones. Where has a certain William Byron gone up to? He's P16 as this race currently stands. He's still a contender, isn't he, in this one? No one going anywhere just yet. They have the advantage, they have the money. This is going to be a fun race. Do not leave the room. This action is going to be fun.
This Tuesday on NXT, Ethan Page takes on Ricky Saints for the North American Championship. This is a battle you won't want to miss. NXT, Tuesday, 8 to 7 Central, right here on the CW. That's got to hurt. Damn. I think you two would be solid.
Oh, yeah. Let me in the ring.
As a tag team.
Let's go.
Parker would get into all the makeup on your face.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
Warrior paint.
Let's go Connor Zilic radio. He'll restart second here.
I just lost power. Oh, it's back. You think your voltage was jumping around a while ago when it shut off? It's been pretty steady at 14. Yeah, 10-4. We don't know what it is, but we got some idea, so nothing we can do here, bud. Just gotta ride it out.
Well, that's not encouraging.
No.
Yeah, and hopefully Brandon Jones has heard that in case it happens on the restart so they don't get all stacked up.
You know, there's a whole lot to break down here, and we talked about the situation for the 7 and 88 and where they were in a running order, prior to these most recent developments we had with the 88 team. So it cycled good for them, but we have had, the 41 get the free pass. Sam Mayer, first car, 1 lap down. 9 different drivers took the wave around. So we went from having less than half the field on the lead lap to now having 23 cars on the lead lap.
And just one thing to expand on what's happening there with Zilic. Sometimes in big series cars, especially very bumpy places, those actual power master switches can kind of go bad and start to move around in their spot. That's sort of why you hear the car shut off and then turn back on. This is a bumpy place. We talked about it. That can be really disconcerting when you're going around this racetrack and somebody starts cutting out like that. But that usually is that main master switch you have in the car to turn the electrics on.
Brandon Jones has played this strategy quite nicely, Kim.
Yes, he has. Currently sits in the 4th position. You guys were talking to him about him sitting behind Connor Zilic, with Connor kind of having that stumble issue. I hadn't heard anything on the radio in terms of them telling Brandon about Connor's issue, but when I was talking to Brandon yesterday, one of the things he wanted to work on specifically this weekend, that's why he ran the truck race yesterday, is becoming more of an animal, and those are his words, an animal on restarts. He feels like he's lost a little bit of his edge, and so he was coming into this race thinking he was going to be very aggressive on restarts. So couple that with a possible issue on the car in front of him, should be an interesting restart to watch.
And they're holding the 3 of Austin Dillon because
they are waiting to see what's going to happen, but we're about to restart. Old guy Zilic, we are green again here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We're racing here Down towards turn 1. Now, we've got 3 wide further back coming in. They're all just about staying in. And so far, Jack, they've all been calm. 3 wide mid-pack. And so far, so good.
Yeah, pretty safe so far. Everyone generally behaving themselves. Overtime restarts, that definitely will change. But yeah, everyone behaving themselves. As we see Allgaier in the lead trying to defend from Connor Zilich, and that's Dean Thompson. Jeez, that plays good.
Thompson's got him to 3rd place, and he's under attack. He's attacking for 2nd. This is unbelievable. He's through. He's side by side on the low line, passing Connor Zilich. Dean Thompson is up into P2.
No, don't shove him in the wall. Oh, I shoved him in the wall, for God's sake.
Yeah, shoved him in the wall, unfortunately, but that's okay. We keep racing, and he's just an old guy dropped back a little bit as well, as he's still got the ears pulled out by a 2nd now. And coming down low, here we go with Brandon Jones as well. So they've stayed in together. There'll be another touch of the wall that comes through. Jones trying to come through. Burton, Harrison Burton taking 2nd position as they come into the triangle. They're brushing the wall into turn 1. Have to be so careful not to throw it away here. Down the back stretch. A little bit of a wreck. Yeah, there was a touch, wasn't there, further back? Yeah, you're right. Oh, big whack for the 88.
That's a big whack. I'm shocked there's not more damage on that.
And well, he was forced up there, wasn't he, by Thompson?
Yeah, he got shoved up because Dean got loose underneath him. Unfortunate.
Oh, caution's out!
Mayer. Oh, look out! Oh my God.
Sam Mayer brushed the wall, coming down pit road and almost takes out. I think that was Catherine Legg coming through.
Oh, Zilich is happy.
No, Zilich is gonna. Oh, don't do it.
Oh.
Don't do it. We're under caution, guys. Zilich is down to 3 past Dean Thompson. Don't do it. We're under caution. Don't do it.
He's expressing his displeasure there.
NASCAR will fine him. They'll kick him back down to Arco at this rate.
I think he gave him a little bit of a love tap, should we just say, under caution.
Let's have a look, sis. Yeah, Sam Mayer just got wide to the wall.
I don't know if he blew a tyre. I was like, goodness me. Oh my goodness, Sammy Smith.
Everyone just flies
How the
past.
hell did you fit through there, mate?
I don't know where they're coming with this one. And then, yep, just a little kiss at the back. Let's head down to the CW.
This is Zilich.
Oh, yeah, punching once.
I can see why he's frustrated there. I can see why. That's understandable. I'd probably do the same thing here.
Let's head to the CW. Quick yellow pan for race control.
Duffy and the fence off too.
Oh.
Copy between us.
Well,
not happy, is he?
I mean, yeah, we would agree,
I
Connor.
get it.
That checks. It was one of those things, though, that the 26 was probably clear for just a second. It felt like he had what he needed, and he tried to get back away from it. It was just too late. Kim, do you have more on the 26 car?
Yeah, Dean came on the radio and said, I did not mean to race him like that. I just got a little bit tight.
So let me ask you this question, because, you know, Dean Thompson having a great rookie season.
Yeah.
And in many situations you would say over-delivering. But it's not often that he finds himself restarting inside a 50 to go mile-and-a-half track on row 2. I mean, he doesn't have experience in those situations. I'm not trying to justify anything that happened there, but this is all about learning as a rookie, right?
100%. And I mean, we all know Dean. He's not the malicious, like, going to try to wreck you. He was going, you know, for the position that he wanted. Here's the thing. You get up front, and you're like, how is he going faster than me? I'm already wide open. Like, I got wide open earlier than I have all day long. But the 88, you know, just has had a super fast car all day. All these cars have that damage on the right side. Everybody, it's almost like
about 90% would be.
It's just a friendly. This does nothing. Makes you feel just slightly better.
Yeah. So
I want him to know that I'm mad, but really change anything.
That's what I do up here in the booth to you all the time. Just, you know, there's a couple punches to the arm.
And Zilich is not a volatile guy. This is
not at all.
Yellow's out then. 41 laps to go. It's taking absolutely ages to get this one sorted. Yeah, they're going to run it in together. What do you reckon, Jack? We're going to see when the race restarts. I think Omi's cooking something, by the way, because he's disappeared from the chat. Watch out. Can't believe we haven't actually told yet, Jack, about Kyle Busch is going back to RCR. That was
yes,
yeah.
for 1 year. I note the fact it's 1 year. Maybe he's looking for a seat option after 2026. And of course, I assume you know about William Byron.
Which one about? I might. Yes, I do. Yes.
1 year contract extension.
Yeah, that was always going to happen.
That's what I'm giving Austin Piastri at McLaren, by the way. Please keep winning races for us. But I'm lagging, I need to rejoin.
Go on, go for it. We are under awaiting a restart here. What is a brilliant strategy race we're having here. A little bit of dust, they're just clearing the track up. No debris out there left behind. I want to make sure it's A-OK. Let's head back then to the CW.
Cloudy day, Concord, North Carolina, Charlotte Motor Speedway, NASCAR Xfinity Series. After a couple of weeks off, back at it. We've been entertained here today. You know, you look at it, and Justin Allgaier leading is, I mean, there's nothing surprising about that, right? He's had a great afternoon, but there's been so much in this race, especially in the final stage. Anytime a caution comes out in the midst of a cycle of green flag pit stops, you know some things can get out of balance, and they have here. In fact, when you look at the top 10, Harrison Burton, I mean, we have not talked about him today, but you run it long, you're able to come down pit road, get your service under caution, you're in the game. Same for Dean Thompson. Brandon Jones was able to do that. Sheldon Creed kind of back in the game, benefiting from the caution coming out when it did.
Yeah, those guys, they played the race they had, right? And it's worked out well for them. The people this really benefits, though, is Allgaier and Zilich, because the competition they've been racing for the lead of this race are 5 rows back. And if we don't get a caution, they're going to be the two they're going to battle for the win right here.
And now we get our golden moment brought to you by Golden Corral. I feel like multiple times today, Sammy Smith has had a golden moment. But watch this.
This is one.
Yikes!
Wow. He had a Brown moment right there. I'll tell you right now, that guts.
I wasn't going to say it, but you did. I'm proud of you.
I won't cut to Anthony Alfredo, right? He has a sponsor.
Yeah, fair enough. Perfect one
fair
for that.
Enough.
He can clean
Might
it up.
need that.
Hey, you were talking about the situation, though, for Allgaier and Zilich, and I really thought Brandon Jones, with a couple laps fresher tires, track position, might be able to do something. But last restart, you know, he was up there and unable to.
Him and Harrison Burton, you know, before all this cycle happened, was sitting around 19th to 20th.
And now look at them where they are in the cycle. It's getting absolutely ridiculous as we get ready to head back then to green flag running with 38 laps to go. Ready and steady for a super restart out of the last corner. Let's go green again. 38 to go. We're racing. Allgaier gets a good restart, and it's bedlam behind. 5 wide as they come through. Our pictures freeze at the worst possible moment. They're trying to back with us now as they come into 1 and 2.
Yep, we got several 3 wides throughout the field. We also have a spinning yellow ring in front of the track for some reason. I don't know quite what that is and why it's not impacting any cars.
Let's go down to
They seem to have
PRN.
all stopped.
They used what the PJ1 version of this product was very noticeable, especially in 1 and 2, but 3 and 4 as well. I remember one time it was so hot you could almost see it running down the track. I think it was not sticking to the track. So from then to now, yes, much more subtle. You see the rubber on track, really hard to see from outside of the race cars. The biggest thing that changes color here at Charlotte Motor Speedway is Mount Concord off the backstretch.
And that would actually be a waste landfill site, which is grown considerably and actually is making for some nice landscape here off the back straightaway. All right, let's pick up the action here on the racetrack. Right now we have 8 laps to go here in stage number 2. William Byron leads this race. Justin Allgaier is running in second. Connor Zilic is running in third, but we actually see a pretty tight battle happening here. Connor Zilic now crosses the start-finish line, being chased heavily by Taylor Gray.
On at least 3 or 4 occasions, Taylor Gray has drawn dead even with Zilic, but was unable to complete the pass. He needed to be able to slide up in front of him. Almost had him cleared past about...
Yeah, now we're back with it, Jack, as well. What a great restart we have. Allgaier still leading Zilic up to third, but Allgaier leading by only half a tenth. And watch out now, because here comes Byron. He's closing back in with 12th place.
Yeah, Byron putting on one hell of a comeback here. I'm sure he'll be in the top 10 by the end of the race for sure. Maybe even the top 5 with the speed that 17 car has.
So closing back then with 35 laps to go. Allgaier leading with Creed, Zilic, Thompson, Burton still in the running order, and this is how we like to see it. Radio.
Right front damage, 19, Chase Briscoe.
Ooh, he's taking a chop of his fender here.
Oh, TV pictures have gone again, apparently.
I guess that happened on the restart. The cars are all jumbled
Well,
up.
isn't that nice when the TV pictures decide, no, you don't deserve to see the whole thing. Here we go again, replay.
Well, that wasn't anything that Briscoe could do right there. You saw Ryan Ellis get into the outside wall and it bounced.
There's a bigger problem we need to
3
fix.
laps to go, but somehow Zilic managed to hold on. Yeah, he's going to have to back up and try again now as they get into turn 3. Zilic up next to the wall. Gray goes to the mid portion, the bumpy part of 3 and 4. Can't make any advance there.
So we've got 5 laps to go in stage number 2. I'm watching Ryan Sieg, Brandon.
Well, they're way behind. My goodness me, what's happening on PRN radio? Everyone's behind today. Dear. Right, here we go then. Allgaier leading the way.
Yeah. Caution comes out now, and a lot of guys decide to pit. That's going to be a tough chore for them. And here's the 19 going slow.
It gets in pit road, though. Gets down pit road. We stayed green. That was close, Jack.
Yeah, state. It's Chase Briscoe, not going well for the Cup Series pole sitter today. He enters pit road. I think he hit the wall there. We've got 4 cars battling for this position here. I think this is the battle for 6th position. We've got Harrison Burton, the suck. Okay, sorry, I need to do the phrase. Here comes Harrison Burton for the Wood Brothers. It's for down racing this time, though. We got Brandon Jones, we got Carson Foppel, we got, of course, Nick Sanchez. I think he's just got ahead of all of them because he's just that good.
Still looking strong. 30 to go.
This does not have the speed that it looked like it had earlier in the race.
So we see the lights even have an effect right here. Oh, Harrison Burton got in the wall.
Burton touched the wall.
3, a little bit. And we get away with it. You know, this track is really cooled down. We talked about historically this race is normally middle of the day. It's now later in the day right now. We're sort of heading into that dusk time. It's been cloudy all day, and I think this track has really changed a lot because when you look at the 20, he's had speed at times, but it's sort of gone away from them. Maybe just didn't keep up with the track correctly, those adjustments when it's happening so quickly with this cooler temperature.
Well, and historically, Charlotte probably has the biggest swing from hot to cold. It's been that way before the repaved years ago, and it's been that way ever since. Just a super challenging track.
What do we call it, Adam?
The Beast of the Southeast?
Yeah, that's why.
I was going to be disappointed if you didn't know the answer.
I'm glad I did know the answer, because if I didn't, I know someone on this broadcast would have called me out.
I would have for sure. Well, the one car that it has not upset the weather or the change is Allgaier. Still just laying down incredible lap times out front.
You know, he's just been unbelievable on the 1.5 miles this year. Talk about the wins, Las Vegas and Miami. Stout at Texas. Won a stage leading all those laps. And then unfortunately got involved with a lapper in a green flag cycle. But top to bottom, he's been as good on the intermediates as anybody this year.
And coming into this race here at Charlotte, in the last 3, he had led 40-plus laps in each one. He's at 70 laps led in this one right here. We asked him on the pre-race show, why does this track suit you so well? And it's just, this is is his driving style in a lot of respects. You've got to be disciplined. You've got to know when to sort of take advantage of having new tires, but then how to take care of those tires over the long run. It just falls in all his veteran experience and what he likes to do in a race car. And even though we've talked about how he's so good at the bottom, he hasn't had to do that.
Running the top now. Yeah.
Well,
I thought the same thing when we went on board with him. Running right against the fence. Obviously, the car feels comfortable up there, but big commitment, you know, every single lap. Look at how close he is. Turns down just a little bit on exit. That wall will jump out right there. You see some tire marks on the outside where everybody gets into it. He just looks so relaxed inside the car.
We talk about what a great veteran he is. When we come back to Charlotte in the fall and run the Roval, that's a playoff race. It'll be Justin's 500th career start in the Xfinity Series.
Long time.
And think about, I mean, it's not just coming here and logging laps. The guy is so competitive. Ooh, I mean, talking a veteran, how about...
Jack, they're literally knocking 7 bells out of each other right now. Thompson going through on the inside of Sanchez. It forces him up high.
This is a great battle between two teams who are near level pegging with each other, to be honest. I did think Machine may be the slightly better team, but Sam Hunt has been knocking on the door of being a solid team recently. Especially after signing Christopher Bell for the Mexico race, which I don't think I'm able to call. That's in 2 weeks. That's in 2-3 weeks, isn't it?
It's the weekend of the 24-hour race of Le Mans.
Yep,
so
I am not calling that.
3 weeks.
I haven't downloaded that week. I am actually depressed that I can't call that.
I don't think I'm calling it.
I would have had a chance at calling Sam Hunt's first career win. But I genuinely think they're going to win that weekend.
I think there's a couple I'm actually not calling that day either. I think my last
you got
call.
Le Mans.
I do Le Mans. I think my last call will actually be Canada. And I think everybody else has the rest of the night for me. As I will literally.
So are you doing the whole Le Mans or just?
No, I've got the whole of Le Mans. I have the whole Le Mans again.
The whole 24 hours we're going to have you.
Yeah. I'm there for the whole 24 hours.
That is an impressive feat. I'm going to do that one, though, stay out the entire 24 hours.
7's brushed the wall. And
it's alright.
We've stayed... Well, this is weird. The yellow's come out. We have gone caution. Yeah, because look, he can't stay out of the wall. He's brushing up high all the time. Yellow has come out. Caution, caution, caution. Well, that's weird because it went...
I'm told Carson Foppel.
Ah, yeah.
I'm told Foppel has gone for a spin.
But he's got into the pit lane as well. He's spun it out of 3, and he's going to regroup it and loop it back into 4.
Oh, he blew a tyre there.
To me, yeah, I see why we need a yellow, but he's right on the edge of the pit lane. That didn't need to be an immediate yellow flag. That was, again, a bit too risky.
When a car spins, 90% of the time they're going to throw a yellow. But yeah, Carson Foppel, that's unfortunate. He was having a really, really good day.
Okay, let's head down to the pit road and the CW with now cautions out. Oh, he's missed it. He's missed the pit box. Oh, he's going BTW. Immediately, no, he's missed the pit box.
He's reversed back.
Oh, that would be a penalty.
It just helped beat your
Yeah.
cutout. The body language of the car showed anger.
He's by himself. Oh, he just gets loose. Oh. All right, I have something to admit. I did that exact same thing in this race here last year. I actually end up hitting this inside wall down here at the pit wall. He gets away with it. He did it way better. But that's, you get lulled into a sense of security running that top side. And you see all that sealer on there. That's the bumps. You can only see the ripples in the racetrack. And sometimes if you just overcook it a little bit, that right rear starts to almost hop as we go on board with Nick Sanchez. Look, you see that wiggle hop, and then the car's gone. You've overheated the rear tires. There's no grip. It starts bouncing almost over those sealers and those bumps. And away she goes from you. And that's where you end up spun out.
Yeah, and Sanchez was like, well, I thought I was loose, but that's loose.
Free pass Austin Dillon. 22 cars on the lead lap. You know, if you're all Geyer, you last pitted at 145, so you got over 30 laps on your tires here. Sheldon Creed, we know, didn't want to see the caution because he has no tires, at least no stickers left.
Yeah, this is going to be a great time to come in and get your last set.
Basically, anything under 30 laps to go, you've got a set. You're going to take it, unless you want to take a big risk, see if you can leapfrog the field.
I want him.
Oh!
He stayed out. How about that? So does Creed, so does Love. A host of others making pit stops under caution. Just over 20 laps to go, Dylan.
Nick Sanchez will be the first one to peel off. He told Patrick Donahue, the crew chief, don't change anything. I don't want to be too tight on this final run. They'll just put their last set of sticker tires on and add fuel. Kim?
As you see the 88 of Connor Zilic, they'll put fuel and sticker tires on it. He was reporting just a little bit tight condition. He's been battling that all day, so you see that chassis adjustment to try and free him up for this last run.
Your reaction to the report on the 48?
If I was Nick's crew chief, I would be like, yeah, no problem, but we're not changing a thing, and I'd like tighten it up right now.
Yeah, a little bit.
Right. Just give me a little.
This is going to be really, really interesting. William Byron among the drivers that made a pit stop there.
I don't think there's enough buffer, guys. Like you needed like 10 cars to stay out right here, and he's going to have about 4, 5.
Wow. Here's Allgaier radio.
It's open pit. Pit. I stayed out. Pit. I relayed your message. Yeah, I know. I said pit, but whatever. We got what we got.
That's miscommunication. They started the day with some communication issues.
Right, that could be something that played out right there, because we didn't really hear a dispute like of between the driver and the crew chief.
So maybe he just never heard it.
I stayed out.
Well,
hold on a pit.
5 cars stay out. You got Allgaier. We talked about Creed. Jesse Love, you saw. 27 of Jeb Burton. And the 31 also stays on the racetrack, Blaine Perkins. Let's get more with his 17 radio, Justin Allgaier and his group.
I know this isn't what you wanted. If it doesn't work, I'll take the blame for it, but I feel like I got you on this one.
All right, I like the optimism.
All right, ball's in your hands, bud.
He's definitely had the best car since halfway through this race, and we heard them, say pit, but I just am curious if Justin hurt, just because of the radio issues that they had earlier in the race. And the one thing I like here, though, is that no one beat anyone up, right? Like, they're a team. They're going to win together. They're going to lose together.
Well, and I feel like winning the championship last year has just changed the attitude and feel for this, entire group, right? I mean, everybody has just had a different approach. And you want to win. They're competitors. But when you have 2 wins in the bag, you're the overall leader. Sometimes in the big picture, it can soften the blow. And maybe I'm overselling that side of it, but so if you look, I mean, you see top 5 left of the bumper. All those are the drivers that stayed out. Mayer came down pit road, was the first off, but he only took 2 tires, and I'm not sure what they had left in their pit box.
36 is a lot of laps.
Yeah.
That's a lot of laps.
Yeah. Big number.
Yeah.
But we also know that, clean air is a big deal, and then you go to, who they'll be racing and who he's been racing with, and some of those guys are going to have a lot of ground to make up here.
You've got Brandon Jones and Nick Sanchez and Zilic, who are 7th, 8th, and 9th. Brand new 4 tires. We saw what Jeff Burton was able to do after 20 laps on the tires. In stage 1, he went from the back to 5th in just less than 20 laps.
Here's the choose. The Allgaier Creed front row. Hey, don't write off Jesse Love now. I mean, and he feels like the Xfinity Series owes him one because he was able to finish the deal late, and Rockingham gets the penalties DQ'd. So, the penalty today, if he could overcome that and win, how special would it be for him?
See, Sanchez is going to be in the outside row, 4 or 5 rows back. I like being on the top if I have tires, because it gives you options. If they go to the top, you go to the middle. If they're in the middle, you can go to the top. So I like the position Sanchez is in, having the best tires, and I think probably restarting in the best line if that outside can get going, because we've seen the outside struggle on sticker tires to get going. This will be a huge challenge for Sheldon Creed and Jesse Love in the outside to get that momentum going. I'd want a little bit of a faster restart if I was them.
So we will have 17 laps to restart here, Jack. This is going to be epic.
That 7 is going to be a sitting duck on the restart after pit stops. Absolute sitting duck.
What about William Byron? Could he do something surprising here as well?
My eyes on Ryan Sieg.
He's on the 11th. Yeah, where is he?
Right next to
12th.
William Byron.
Just next to him, yeah. Ready for a start then? Are you ready? Are you steady? The restart to begin. Out of the last corner. Ready. Ready. Go! This time, we're racing! Down to turn 1, the 7's cutting off immediately on the Sheldon Creed with 3 wide in the triangle. Correction, 5 wide!
We're gonna wreck.
And they've wrecked! It's the big one!
Right.
They're gonna go yellow here. Luckily, it's the 31 Blaine Perkins. And yeah, a couple others involved down there. We've gone back to yellow flag conditions, but that was the wreck you on about. 5 wide doesn't work. The 25's caught up in that as well. After such a good race, out goes Harrison Burton.
Wow, that was a lot. That was a much smaller wreck than I thought there was going to be.
They got away with it.
A lot of people.
It nearly went to a big contact. Yeah, they got away with it. So yellow, yellow, yellow again. We could be on for an overtime if they keep on like this. Such a stupid manoeuvre. Let's go back to the world feed.
And there was some room up there. It actually looked like, if you look right here, he's going to get to the outside of the 31 as they go through a little dog leg. Looks like Nick actually kind of went to the left, maybe trying to...
Well, and it's Brandon Jones moving up to the middle as well that caught Blaine Perkins, shoved him into Nick Sanchez into the 2. So if you look there, this is the move by Brandon Jones. And that sort of sets off the domino effect of cars bumping into each other.
Blaine was in just a terrible, not his own fault, just in a terrible position with the 20 car trying to get to the middle. And then the 48's on that right rear, and gosh, just sent him around right here.
Saw some damage rear bumper Ryan Sieg, who was just about out in front of him. You know, we got 22 on the lead lap. Jeb Burton up to second. Gosh. The only drivers that come here are those that got a little bit of damage in the dust up. Actually, Jesse Love there. There you see the bumper and the damage I talked about for Ryan Sieg.
Yeah, NASCAR would have made them come in anyway and fix this situation.
We'll go to break. Going to be just over 10 laps to go when we go green again here in Charlotte. Allgaier leading. Can he hang on? Here's the reason for the yellow flag.
Yellows breed yellows, and that's what we're just sort of waiting. Go on.
Yeah, basically. I mean, I just saw somebody claiming that NASCAR fixed the qualifying so that Larson didn't get pole because they timed Larson's time on their stopwatch. Like, wow, I didn't know your iPhone calculator type stopwatch was more accurate than electronic timing and scoring that NASCAR uses. Believable story. I'll give you that. That's one of the better conspiracy theories that I see.
Yeah, well...
The worst one I saw recently, by the way, just random thing, was that Connor Zilic was pretending to be injured so that NASCAR's curtain call was justified.
Oh.
Like, what?
Okay, that's
I'm
stupid.
the only one thinking that's crazy.
No, you're not. That's not true at all.
By the way, that caution call was probably justified in hindsight, considering it was an injury. If there's a risk of injury, they should absolutely play the collision.
110%. So we are waiting to see what we're going to have when the race restarts behind the safety car.
Alright, I've got a list of drivers involved.
Go for it.
Currently we have Nick Sanchez, Blaine Perkins, Harrison Burton, get ready for the tears, Ryan Sieg, Kyle Sieg, both the Siegs that is, and even worse, Jeremy Clement.
Saw that one coming, didn't we, eventually?
They're absolutely sobbing right now. Two of my favourite drivers, man.
got a lot of work to do before the afternoon is over at Charlotte Motor Speedway. But a reminder, the fun continues tonight at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. It's AVP Beach Volleyball 2025 from Palm Beach. We'll see you 8 o'clock Eastern right here on CW.
I love the diving in the sand, you know? Cool. A couple of these drivers probably felt like a volleyball in that little wreck we had there.
They felt like they got spiked on, right? I mean, right between the eyes. 11 cars were involved in that accident. And I don't know if this long caution helps or hurts.
I think it helps.
I think it helps.
Yeah, I think
every
it
lap you get that way.
Because he's not going to pit again.
No, but then I also think about some of the guys that were involved in the crash with the buffer that he had to some of those that are on tires, you know? Allgaier goes inside. Going to be 12 to go when we hit the green.
So Zilic took the inside as well, which I agree with. A little surprised by that, but the inside has been able to get that better launch. So if you can get down to turn one and maybe start working the middle, might be able to get himself in the right position here.
I've got to agree with it, too, because you've got Jeff Burton, who really hasn't restarted up front all day. He's on older tires.
That's going to play a big factor into the rest of these guys' decision.
You know, he is on older tires, but, I mean, same or maybe just a touch better even than what Allgaier is, right? I mean, same cycle. But, hey, man, this is... When you get to this point in the race, and I feel like we could have another caution because we know what restarts are like in this situation, especially, as Jamie said earlier, when everyone's out of balance on the tires. But I'll tell you what, Jeff Burton, and we talk about being owed one, we know how it didn't go his way at Talladega. Maybe today is his day. And if so, man, what an afternoon and what a celebration it would become for Jordan Anderson Racing.
That'd be quite a shock.
But anything can happen. And it usually does. Are you ready?
There's also a Sheldon Creed right there behind them, so maybe it's his day.
Tension rising, building up. Ready for green flag conditions. 12 laps to go on the restart, and we are go again. Allgaier gets a good restart. He's a little bit wiggly. That's going to allow Jeb Burton to get around the outside. They're going 3 wide again. Brushing the wall.
Again, aren't we?
4 wide through turn 1. Puncture. The 88's blowing up, and we've got a caution anyway.
That's Ledge and Maggio.
Down at turn 1. And now yellow's out again. Can we just get to the end? They were running so well. Stage 2 went without any caution, but in stage 3, debris. And then from lap 158 onwards, it's been nothing but drama. Can they just get their act together? 10 to go. We're going to restart with a couple laps remaining, and this is ridiculous. And it all happened in the mid-pack again, Jack.
Chris Wright as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got Chris Wright as well. What a surprise.
That's the...
Okay, well, I don't know what's happened, though, between 3 of the back marker runners. Sorry, Catherine.
The 32 and the 53 involved at turn 1. And that is Catherine Legg involved.
Yeah. I hate calling her a back marker, but I'm going to in this case.
In this
that Jordan Anderson car's not been running well.
So, Catherine Legg has caused a caution. Let's take a look how it happened then, Jack. Watch out.
Alright, let's see what happens here. Watch at the back there with the bright blue car. There's Maggio. I think Maggio, does he? Yeah, Maggio just has a lack of talent and just comes up into her.
Yeah, that's nothing to do with Catherine there at all.
Yeah, that's not her fault. That's purely Maggio judging whose car is. Good avoidance, though, by the 2 guys at the back.
Burton in trouble. He's down pit road again, by the way, with that punch he had early on in the session. Yeah.
Okay, wrong driver. My bad. I got confused with the truck race. That's JJ Yaley. My apologies.
There is Catherine
I
down
forgot
pit
Maggio
road.
ran that car last week.
Hello, Brendan. Nice to meet you. Hope you enjoy it. Right, let's head down to the CW as well under the yellows.
Right front went down, or something was amiss in the front of that race car. The way it sort of took off and hit Catherine Legg in the left rear.
We saw Connor Zilic right here, pretty big tire rub when he tried to exit turn 2 on that restart. I'm assuming at this point in the race you hope that self-clearances itself, but it was pretty heavy smoke.
You'd be pot committed, Adam, at this point.
Let's get a report there, Kim.
Yeah, quick JRM update. The 88 of Connor Zilic does have a left rear tire rub. They were trying to decide whether or not it was bad enough to bring him in. They asked him to weave to try and get that fender back out. But right now we're catching up with crew chief Jim Coleman, calling the shots for Justin Allgaier. First of all, that decision earlier for him to stay out, what was going through your mind when you saw him swerve back on the racing surface?
Well, obviously not the happiest. I think I probably gave him some wrong information where I thought there was going to be some less laps. And when he looked in his mirror and seen the 00 staying out, I think he felt like a lot of other guys were going to stay out. So not completely on him. I'll take some of the blame on that. But I think it's going to work out, hopefully, here. These cautions are definitely helping us cycle back to the, cycle back even to the fresher tires. So hopefully we can hang on.
What are you telling your driver at this point?
He's the best.
There you have it. He's the best. We'll see what Allgaier can do here in these final laps.
I just remember 2 years ago, we raced this race, finished it Memorial Day night on a Monday because there was so much rain over the weekend. Allgaier won on fuel mileage. And just watching Jim Pullman on the pit box, he was a nervous wreck.
So calm
right?
now, huh?
And now
Relax.
he's like, yeah, I'm just telling him how great he is, and we'll go win this thing.
Well, his biggest threats have gotten closer on this restart.
Sanchez is in a really good position here. If he can get a clean restart.
Hey, Sanchez won the truck race here a year ago.
Did. And similar situation, came on late in that race as well, got to the lead and didn't relinquish it.
You saw him pull out a line pretty early. Once you get that car loads up like right here, though, you just start generating so much more grip to these guys that are on old tires. He made a good decision right there, though, not to force to the outside. You see 27 getting into the wall.
So I'm guessing if you're Jeb Burton and that happens, you're not happy. Let's get confirmation. Here's team radio.
I mean, the fucking 48, just ran over us. Fucking idiot. Somebody needs to break his teeth in. Every week he's doing something stupid.
I've never heard that saying. Break the teeth in.
Hey, I saw Jeb's dad, Ward, down in the garage area today, and I just love the energy, the enthusiasm, and the passion that they bring. And hey, this is heat of the moment stuff. We know it. We've heard it before.
Totally.
But, man, I love where they are with it. I go back to what I said about Talladega and just how steadfast they were in their position on that finish.
Hey, the other way to look at it, Jeb, is he was trying to help you go forward. Just a little bit. He's got the new tires. He's got a ton of momentum. I know that wasn't exactly. It's sort of what he was trying to do at that point, but propel him forward because he had such momentum. It's just an awkward place where Jeb is on older tires, struggling for grip. The 48's got new tires, tons of grip, trying to make it go forward.
Yeah, and I get Jeb's side, right? He's starting on the front 100%. Row. He's like, look, let's just get straight. I know I'm on older tires, but it's hard to be patient when you have the new tires. You want to capitalize on the restart. Sanchez is going for a win right here, right? He's like, man, I've put myself in the best position to win this race, having the best tires at the end.
And we talk about the significance of mile and a half, 2 of them in the playoffs. And we said it earlier, Justin Allgaier has been outstanding when you look at these intermediates. So we rewind early in the year, back to the month of March. Allgaier gets it done late, or gets it done in Las Vegas. Just so good out there. And then he delivered late at Miami. Remember how good Kyle Larson was that day? We get a late caution. Allgaier comes home strong on the restart. Those are his 2 wins this year. And I thought the hat trick might come in Texas in our last race through a cycle of green flag pit stops. Gets into Chris Wright, ends his day.
What put him in that position was sort of losing out on the cycle, the 80 of Kyle Larson. They went too long in the 7. He was stuck in traffic, lost a ton of time, was trying to make that up. Gets in that sort of disagreement of where Chris Wright was going to go on the racetrack. Took some blame on himself, but also I think you can look at Chris Wright in that situation where he was not able to hold a single line through that corner, and therefore it made it tough for Justin to choose at a high rate of speed which way to go.
Gonna do the choose, 7 to go.
Sanchez, of course, goes to the outside with those 4 new tires. Expect him to do exactly what we saw in the restart before and try to time it perfectly to pop the outside of Jeff Burton.
Now the question is, Jack, are we actually going to get to the end of this race before having yet another caution, and will we have overtime?
Probably not.
Ugh. It's a dog-eat-dog world.
Xfinity drivers doing Xfinity dangerous.
Well, I want to... We're up insanely early to cover the racing, so we'd like...
I want to go to bed, guys. Can you stop wrecking? To be up in 7 hours.
Matthew Owens, you owe me one. And he will when we get to Mexico in a few weeks' time. He'll take us back. Right, this time, are we ready to go? I really hope so. It's been too long a night. Let's just get this sorted. Out of the last corner, pace car comes in. We're ready to go back to green flag running here. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Toyota pulls in. Oh, it's too close out to the field. Allgaier and Jeb Burton. Yeah, Jeb Burton is up there. Ready, steady. We are racing with 6 laps to go here of the Xfinity Series BetMGM 300 at Charlotte Motor Speedway as we head down towards turn number 1. They're all still, they're a little bit drifting. We've gone 4 wide, but
my goodness.
This time I think we're going to go through 4 wide cleanly. Still smoke billowing out from Sanchez's car.
Wow.
Wall still brushing, but everyone's through. Okay, good stuff so far as we come through. Into 3. Yeah, Sanchez's car's the 88 now blowing up as well. How is that 88 still running of Connor Zilic?
Blowing up. I think he's got a tyre rub.
Yeah, that's going to go up into spectacular fashion, isn't it? Still 2 wide further back. Zilic now in P2. He's right in the back of Allgaier. Williams Leck is up into 9th and 10th position. Allgaier goes wide. Here we go. Zilic down low, but he's got control. He's sliding out. Look at this. Look at Byron. Byron's in the mix. Caution. 3 cars involved.
I see the 20.
Overtime is called. 28.
Kyle C.
Oh.
Can't see the other. I want to pay that. No, I can't even tell. I'm sorry.
Overtime is called. Oh.
Green, white, checkered. Hope that he can get a good restart. Those guys race each other because he was a sitting duck right there. Had 3 guys with better tires.
If they make it down to turn 3 and 4, he's no longer leading this race. But this caution came out the perfect time to save him. Each of these cautions have continually saved him in a position, as you mentioned, he's been basically a sitting duck if we ran any more laps green.
What I will say, though, now is he doesn't have the buffer. I mean, the drivers that are up there with him are those drivers on the fresher tires, and he's going to earn his money if he's able to hold them off in this situation.
I can't believe Byron's gotten back in this. Like, he was 10th a couple of restarts ago. Probably been a little lucky to miss the carnage, right, on some of those, but man, he's put himself back in a really good position right here. I really thought the 48 was going to drive around it like effortlessly, but it looked like he's too loose still. Well, he wasn't able to put the power down.
In that restart, it just all sort of went wrong for him, and that the 27 got just a good enough restart that he couldn't time to go to the outside. The 27 covered the outside. He tried to go to the middle there, and it sort of got him checked up and allowed Zilic with a lot of momentum on the bottom to clear.
Take a look right here. You see Brandon Jones, top left of your screen.
He gets in the wall.
Yeah, gonna ride the wall around. That's kind of what's going to start this chain reaction. So then going into 1 and 2, so we're going to see these guys. Jones again, maybe has a tire cut down right there, checks up.
Oh.
Honeyman, a little bit of a run, then Kyle Sieg on the bottom, and you're just kind of along for the ride at this point through one of those guys. I think that Jones might have had a flat tire from getting into the wall earlier in that lap.
Definitely if you hit it twice in 1 lap, that's a pretty good indication that you've most likely have a tire going down at that point.
Oh, get on the brakes.
Oh. Saw the AMR safety team there. Leland Honeyman Jr. climbing from his car.
It's a big impact.
Kyle Sieg had the window net down.
They'll red flag this, I bet.
That's one of those impacts where, in moments in a wreck where you kind of feel like maybe it's
over.
It's over. You've lost enough speed, and then you have one of those sudden, didn't feel that coming.
Let's go to Kim.
Yeah, Adam Wall calls the shots for the 1700 Motorsports Xfinity Series ride. William Byron behind the wheel. You guys have fresher tires than the leader, but these tire cycles, at this point, who has the advantage?
Yeah, I mean, I'll take William every time.
I know the seven's been the three of us have really been the three best cars all day. So it's cool to see it end up after everything that happened. The three of us to be back up front here at the end.
Williams never won here at his home track. What would it mean to finally get him that win?
Yeah, it'd be huge. I mean, to be at our home track, to have Hendrick 2 miles away, HendrickCars.com, it's a huge weekend for them. So it'd be really big to win this one. Yeah.
William Byron in the catbird seat, sitting third for this restart.
Hometown hero William Byron trying to get it done here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And I said this earlier, but think about all the junior motorsports accomplishments there in the top three. William obviously driving today for HMS, but won a championship for JRM back in 2017. Connor Zilic, such a great young talent, has already won twice in those cars, including earlier this season. By the way, this would be his first win on an oval if he could get it done. You think about what that would mean for him because of how he's been labeled in such a good road racer, as we know. And then obviously Justin Allgaier, who's just so special, the reigning champ, and has been the consummate professional for junior motorsports and everything they represent.
The story of Zilic being able to win after what happened and having to sit out Texas, Larson winning in his car, to be able to come back, win the first week out, your first oval win, it's awesome. Even if he doesn't win, he has had an incredible day. Let's hear what he had to say.
Connor, here's the deal. You're going to have to get going. The 17 is on tires as well. So if you get clear off it, you got to get going, and the restart zone is your only shot here, I think. Yeah, 10-4.
Oh, of course there's issues. Of course there is. Just as the green flag is going to come out shortly as well. That's always the way it happens when the cookies crumble as well. Right, okay.
Oh, that's cool.
What have you got?
I just saw something really cool. Creed will be sponsoring, not Sheldon Creed, the rock band Creed, will be sponsoring the number 60 car for Felix Rosenqvist for the Indy 500.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if it's for the Indy. I think it's for the Indy. Yeah, it's for the Indy 500. There's a few rock bands I don't listen to. I really need to get into them. Mostly known for their songs Fire and Arms Wide Open.
So we're all set then, ready to go. Let's check when we go back to green.
This team feels great about their setup, but I know today Zilic would love to get them 2 in a row, and they would love to see him as the guy they're celebrating with.
He laughed a little bit because I'm like, was it hard to watch someone else get in your car and win? And he's like, it was, but he's like, if I had to pick one guy that was going to win, he's like,
oh, for God's sake.
I would like to prepare you for an event. That's a tire. And it's not on a car.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, there's a tyre's come off.
And your tire has just spun exiting pit road. His tire's fallen off.
Where on earth has that come from?
You've got a screen cap of that right there.
Yeah, because our TV pictures are frozen on us because someone's messing with the Wi-Fi inside the house. It's back.
Well, this will slow our progress.
Yeah, of course it will.
He obviously had to have just left pit road right there.
We're still going to do the choose here, evidently. Yep, there they go.
We are not going racing
No,
right
we
here.
are not.
It's going to take a little while to get Daniel off the track.
By the way, this is going to be, 13th race. This is going to be our 7th overtime finish in 2025.
You know, it kind of. By the way, since that's a loose wheel, it's going to be a 2-race suspension for the crew.
With Connor Zilic on the front row is who he has right behind him. Sanchez is going to be really aggressive, so he's going to be on like offense and defense right here, having to work with him. I like that position that Byron's in on the inside and just getting the best restart you can.
Let's get to those overtime rules. And because we've done it so much this year, everyone should have them memorized, but here it is. 2-lap shootout. If the caution comes out before the leader takes the white flag, we reset and do it again. But once the leader takes the white flag, next flag ends the race, whether it be the caution or the checkers. And of course, as we found out a couple of times this year as well, once you take that white flag, not only does the next flag end the race, but if you get a caution, it's the leader at
I have got a stream up from me
To the white flag, there will not be another overtime restart, and we'll have a good understanding of who the winner's going to be as they make their way back around. So, I don't know, one overtime. Let's see. I look at Texas. Every race ended in overtime, Ross. So
that's right. That's right. Yeah, and watching Daniel Dye wait on the wrecker, I know what he feels like. I lost the left rear tire, not the wheel as well, but today, and had to get in the truck. And he's out there talking to them about hooking it up. I was trying to talk to the AMR safety team and the record team, and I was trying to get them to tow it very gingerly, not mess up the front. And all they kept saying was, "Ross, get in the truck. Ross, get in the truck." And we got it back, and the whole front splitter was all torn off of it. So, yeah, it's a tough thing to get these cars off the racetrack. You know, as we go to this back to this choose and this restart ahead of us, as we continue to wait on the cleanup, you've got. Set the scene for you, right? Justin Allgaier inside of row 1 on the older tires. Connor Zilic to his outside, his younger 18-year-old teammate, Mark. I did check. 18 years old. I think you've got the bad information. There's no way that guy's 22.
Thank you.
Let's call him Benjamin Button, but he's going backwards. Then you've got William Byron, the Cup veteran in 3rd, and Nick Sanchez in 4th. Those are your players on this restart for the lead. If they get together, it can open it up for row 3 on back. Nick Sanchez very hungry to get that 48 car to victory lane. William Byron ready to execute. Connor Zilic ready to come back from that back injury. And Justin Allgaier ready to keep executing as the reigning series champion in this Xfinity Series.
Wouldn't that be pretty cool? The 88 car wins races back-to-back, 2 different drivers. That'd be pretty cool.
Marty Lindley's not too bad at this stuff. He might
has dealt with a lot.
Right, we're back.
Same with Christian Eckes and Jeb Burton, all those drivers in the top 10 here.
Waiting for the green.
Saw that tire come off for Daniel Dye. All right, we're ready
One to go. Thank God for that.
Attempt at overtime.
Only attempt, Adam.
Justin Allgaier needs the restart of the race at this point, which he's done each and every time. And he needs to hope that that outside lane has something go amiss and possibly can hold those cars up. Because if he can get to where he just has enough clean air, maybe hold them off this lap. And you saw the speed they had on the last restart with those newer tires. This is relatively tough.
Yeah. Jack, what do you think's going to happen? He goes.
Hello.
Hi, Amy. Right, Jack's back. Jack, what's going to happen?
Xfinity racing. Xfinity drivers doing Xfinity things.
Let's just land this thing and go home.
Let me go to bed.
Amy, this close to saying you're doing Formula 3. This close.
Well, I mean, I'm always open to that. You know that.
I was going to say, that's a gift for him.
That is a gift, yeah. I'll be fine.
I think William Byron's going to get this.
Let's hope we get like an hour's nap before we have to do the Coke 600. Ready! Overtime! Xfinity goes green at Charlotte Motor Speedway to decide the winner, and the 17 gets loose. Byron's going for it. He's immediately pushing Allgaier. Allgaier's got no tyres, remember. He's vulnerable at the front. Up high comes Connor Zilic, and here comes Byron. Byron is going for it. He's going for the low line on the backstretch. Byron's going to do it back to front. We got loose. Stay green.
What a save!
A brilliant save from the 39 from Ryan Sieg. He's dropped down to 19th, but we're staying into green flag. It will be white flag in the line as Byron hits the side. White flag in the air. The next flag ends the race no matter what happens. Byron leading the way after being sent to the back. He's going to win at Charlotte if he can keep it going. Zilic coming in. There's a crash behind. There's a crash behind at turn 2. Caution is not out just yet. Into turn 3. We're staying green so far. Up to the line. William Byron. There's the yellow. Byron wins the Xfinity race at Charlotte. Yellows and checkers are waving.
Sanchez got him on the line. Sanchez got Allgaier on the line. Third place. Amazing drive from him.
Allgaier drops to 4th. And William Byron won at Daytona in the Cup, wins at Charlotte in the Xfinity. has a huge wreck around the circuit. The 44 involved. Jed Burton is involved in the 27 car. Daniel Dye, Leyland Honeyman, Kyle C. Yeah, there's quite a lot down there as well. And the 27's down there too. There's Burton. Jamie Close. Wow, that's a huge one. Jack, huge.
Hear a funny fact. You know how a loose wheel for Daniel Dye is a 2-race suspension for the crew chief?
Yeah.
It's not even his main crew chief. That guy's suspended. He's got an interim crew chief on right now.
He's gone too.
He's going to get a 2-race suspension.
Would just an old guy get a warning for tagging the back of Byron?
No, that's racing.
Well, there goes our picture. Byron wins it out. He's won it here. What an amazing race.
What a drive by Byron. What a drive. All the way from the back to the front. I think it's his home track too, actually, Byron.
Yeah.
But yeah, fair play to him. I'm sure he's going to enjoy that one. Yeah. What a drive by Byron, man. Just unreal, right? Great job by Nick Sanchez, too, to get the that one. Wait a second, am I reading that correctly?
Yeah, probably.
Ryan Ellis is in the top 10.
In P9. Yeah, great result for
Unreal.
him.
Fair play, Ryan Ellis. You know what? I'm happier for him than I am for Byron. Signing off, please.
Well, my thanks to Amy, my thanks to Jack as well, my thanks to all of you at home. There's our winner. William Byron wins it. We'll see you tomorrow for the Cup race. Bye-bye.